Go check.
Wait, yes, you are. You are following me on Twitter. No.
I'm not.
Okay, Basta, go follow me.
I don't think so. Even Instagram, I follow you.
Hey, there's no YouTube comments chat on the StreamYard, huh?
Guess
What?
can. Okay, now you can see one.
I commented something earlier. I don't know you saw or not.
No, I didn't see.
I said your face got problem.
That one only now if you comment only can see lah.
Oh, this one was about 3 hours ago.
3 hours ago. Okay, now we are live. We are back with another episode of Kopitiam-Lah with Jiven, Keren, and Vikar. So today we're going to talk about the issue that was revolving around Twitter this past week. Actually, I don't even know what is it about until I saw you guys tweeting it. So someone, can you please explain to me actually what the hell is happening?
I think Keren would be the best person because I saw him tweeting.
Keren's already ready because he's shirtless already. He's already ready. He's ready to get the rage on already.
Nothing to lose. He remove his shirt. I'm here to fuck everyone.
So tell me, Keren, what is the problem?
I'm ready to chop one fly already, Macha. I'm telling you.
Tell them what's happening. Why the anger, day?
So basically,
because-
Preetu
okay.
asking.
Yeah.
Basically,
Oh, got
Preetu asking what's your
translators.
problem there?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
What's your problem there? First of all,
So the whole issue is there's this one idiot who all he tweets about is just the weather only, every day.
Hey, no.
Right?
That,
and he
that
doesn't
isn't
even
an issue.
and he doesn't even talk about whether the weather is like he doesn't even describe the weather properly, It's in the most basic it's like it's like someone gave a 4-year-old a Twitter account.
No, it's what the marketing people call simplicity. It's simple, easy to understand, and it delivers the message. It's hot.
Okay.
It's hot.
who's this guy lah? I'm not following this kind of person.
So it's the moron above you lah. Okay, he says simple. He says simple. I say developmentally challenged. Okay.
Hey, no.
That's what I feel he is.
It's good information.
No, at least, right? Listen.
Ah.
If all the content you got is talking about the weather, at least make it berbunga-bunga a bit lah. We are having such what lovely weather we are having today. What a cool breeze. Something like that. No, all this idiot does is every single day this Preetu-Lah. Hey, today hot lah. Hey, today not that hot lah. Hey, today somewhat hot lah.
I don't need to sugarcoat the message, It's straightforward, straight to the point.
Hey, we know lah.
And people want
idiot. Our receptors are working, We know, what the temperature is.
Maybe some people lah. You think
No. All of us.
We should change this Kopitiam to the roast of Preetu.
Yeah. That's why it's turning it to become.
Signal thing is in the chats lah. And he said it's echoing cow. Whose line is echoing?
Oh, why Whose one? Mine Yours I feel like I want to blame Preetu, but I'm not sure.
Hey, I got good mics all, okay?
I think it's because you lah. Because you got good mic, you make everyone sound like shit.
Correct.
Hey, no. There's no such thing.
Yeah,
There's no such
it's
thing.
okay lah.
There's no such bullshit happening here.
I agree. Okay. So you're talking about that what's her name?
I don't even know her name also.
Mira Filza.
Mira Filza, correct.
That's the name, right? Is it correct, right? Mira Filza. Right?
I think so. MF. Yeah, correct. So yeah. No, that's all. That's how I know.
For no reason,
That's how I know.
I mean, unnecessary. Kevin is really unnecessary.
You know what? I don't care lah.
What's happening with this MF girl?
She went and tried to market her contact lenses by wearing traditional Indian clothing. And everyone blew up and started saying that it's cultural appropriation.
What's your take on this?
You're asking me now or what?
Yeah, I'm
Let's
asking
finish the
you.
story lah, Preetu.
Okay.
DJ also do not do properly.
Yeah, bloody hell. Hey,
Okay.
Preetu. Hey, your elders are talking. Don't interrupt. I'll slap you.
Okay. Carry on.
So okay, wait. Before that, I'm like, I'm actually drunk.
Yeah,
I just want to let you know.
We know lah. We can see the variables around you. Shirtless.
So she did that, and a lot of what's the word? Like netizens, people online, whatever, right?
Vikar
The internet community.
Internet community. Okay.
Started piling on her and saying, "Oh, she's culturally appropriating Indian culture, and it's wrong, and you don't do that."
These
And it
people
became a
are
big thing.
telling they are Indian or what?
I mean, I guess mostly most of the tweets I saw were Indian, but as it is with Twitter, right? You get one group of people saying something, you get another group of people coming and telling that group of people are wrong, and then you have another group of people giving their bloody like it always becomes a circle jerk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So essentially that's what happened lah. Like the inciting incident was this Malay girl went and wore an Indian dress, and everybody lost their minds, right? Which, so if you're asking what I think about it, I think it is. I think that the term appropriation, and this is something that I've maintained for like quite a while already. Okay. I feel the term appropriation is stupid. I do not like the word. I don't think it applies to a Malaysian context. And I think it's dumb. I think to call anything, like, let's say someone from culture A does something that culture B does, and for someone to immediately say it's appropriation, I don't agree with that. I think it's stupid. Because
I agree.
Okay, if not the appropriation is wrong, what do you think? Like, she's wearing the traditional dress, the way she do it, is it wrong? Hey, the flu went away.
You had to ask the questions and the
state went away.
More questions coming, I want to leave.
I can just state went away. Wait, did he just chow?
What happened? No, I don't. Just okay. Okay, sorry. No, so you asked, do you
think that
do you think it's wrong?
Yeah, do you think it's wrong or not? Whatever
Okay, first of all, don't interrupt me. The next time I'll kick you. Secondly,
stop drinking alcohol.
Then what else to drink?
Water.
Then inside here got water. I do not think that anybody from another culture wearing somebody else's culture's garments, traditional dressing, is wrong. I don't think it's wrong. You see, her wearing it by itself is not wrong. I think and why a lot of people latched on to it, I feel, is because of that term appropriation, right? It's now used to mean, if you do something from another culture that is called appropriation, which is dangerous. It's a stupid way of labeling something, right? Which is why the tweet that I put was, it's not appropriation, it's profiteering. Wear whatever you want. That's not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about here is, she is someone known, right? She's big. She gets views, followers. She has influence.
Okay.
Right? And because of that, she is making a profit out of what she does. Now, for her to make a profit from dressing in an traditional Indian garb, right? I think that is the issue. Like, the issue that I want to talk about is, she can do that fine and make a profit, but all the other Indians in this country, because of media, we are not given the same
privilege.
We're not correct. We're not given the same opportunity. We're not given the same views. We're not given the same exposure as people who are not Indian, because I don't know if any of y'all have gone through this before, but I have, where so many times media clients, advertisers and all that have said stuff like, oh, you are too Indian, or let's not make it Indian. You know, they always try to water down people's Indianness. And I think that's that's what I wanted to focus on. So me personally, I think it's very hard to have this conversation while people still latch on to the word appropriation, because to be very honest, if you ask me, that word means nothing. Because if we agree that appropriation is bad, then no one can create any art anywhere at all, because all of us, everything that we create is influenced by some other culture, right? Indian.
Where do you draw the line when it comes to disrespecting a culture, when it comes to appropriation? Let's say when you're wearing like a sari and then you disrespect it by doing something stupid. I don't know what could you possibly do.
I feel that would come in with common sense, lah. I mean, how much only do you want to babysit an individual? You know what I mean? Like, we are all adults, we are all smart, right? We all have the common sense to look at something and say, is this okay, or is this being disrespectful? You know, what I don't like is the knee-jerk reaction of people online nowadays, looking at something and like they look at something and they label it this, that's it. Like, I don't like that as a writer, as a creative person. I don't like that, which is why I find the term appropriation very, I would say, very dangerous, right? Because let's say I wanted to, I don't know, let's say for whatever reason or another, I wanted to dress up as a samurai.
Okay.
Right? But I want to do it because I let's say I played because I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima a lot lah. Okay, so let's say yes, I am. I won't lie.
How's the game?
Bro, it's amazing.
I'm actually waiting for the multiplayer game to come out.
Right, I know. I didn't know you were playing there. Okay, we'll play together lah.
Can.
I'm gonna buy it tomorrow, so
please do it. Please do it, bro. I bought it on a Friday and I finished it on a Tuesday.
Oh, but the game is, how long is the game?
If you do about 20 hours plus.
It's the God of War kind of game.
Maybe slightly shorter. Maybe slightly shorter. But anyway, like I said, like me as an Indian person, if I want to dress up, let's say as a samurai for whatever creative thing that I want to do, right? If people start throwing around appropriation for anything, I can't even do that. You know what I mean? What I'm talking about, like, so what my tweet said was profiteering. In the context of this country, Indians in this country itself aren't allowed to be ourselves. Anytime we say something, people say, oh, no, don't talk about that. You know, we want to market anything also, it's always, okay, you need to fit into that criteria of, you need to be fair-skinned Indian, you need to not flaunt your Indianness too much, then only media will market.
You're saying that the other races that are wearing Indians clothes, for example, you cannot profit over that because you all are...
No, I'm not saying cannot. I am not saying cannot. I'm saying level the playing field first, then anybody can profit however they want. That is all I'm saying. Right? I'm saying using this Jiven, using this moment of what she did, which unfortunately everybody started what I'm saying is, okay, everyone is saying appropriation. I feel they're using it wrongly. That's not the proper point we should focus on. I get why people are angry. I don't think people even know why they're angry, right? But it's fine. Be angry. Use that to steer the conversation to the point where, okay, let's talk about giving the same opportunities to Indians in terms of media, advertising, marketing, and all that, which obviously non-Indians have a better playing field. You know what I mean? I'm talking about leveling. Let's say
that's already a big like a big ball game when it comes to that. There's already equal rights already, which clearly like the Indian here don't have. It's like how just by one topic, how can the Indian in a country at least level it up?
Because
I think because I saw one of these Instagram posts, they were talking about this appropriation and cultural appreciation thing, and I feel they made a very good point. And one of the points they said the problem this thing is happening is because, like Keren said, in the mass media, Indians are generally not highlighted. So the moment someone else other than the culture does it, it becomes a very thing. And when I was working in advertising, it's very blatantly they will say we don't want to have an Indian is because Indians generally are not the buying power. So it comes to that. They're not a big buying power. And I feel like that is a huge problem there.
The term they use, Jiven, if I'm not mistaken, is spending capacity or spending power, right? That's the term they use, isn't it? Yeah, correct.
So they'll say like Indians will follow whatever the Chinese people buy or whatever the Malay people buy. So they are not the biggest buying power. So generally in advertising, they wouldn't want to show because they will say like, if I have a Chinese person or Malay person in the billboard or anything, an Indian person will just go buy it because they don't care about this thing. But I think we in the creative industry, we know how bad it is because generally when we go for casting, even as when I try to pitch an idea and I want to bring an Indian in the script, I'll get a lot of comments on why you bringing Indian in. So I have to bring it up because I want to make it Malaysian. And that is my only argument all the time. It's because I want to make it Malaysian. But
So
it's a very
other
tough
than
call.
that, other than that, like that reason is just like, is there a necessity to actually like get an Indian flair in the shoot and all?
It's not a necessity, but generally it's not encouraged most of the time because they don't look appealing to the mass market. You get what I'm saying? So that's the word they will use. They don't look appealing to the mass market, and generally I feel like
which is such a politically correct way of being racist, don't you think?
Yeah.
So they will try to do that. Then I'm like, okay. So but I feel like there are also that opposite side of the spectrum where Indians only will support Indians kind of thing.
Yeah, we have that spectrum where that is also another toxic kind of thing.
So I feel like you have to have a middle ground where we see a shoot or anything. I think you should have like content. You should generally make it like not just on one race. And I think in the YouTube community especially, I think you can see the big YouTubers generally don't show much Indian in it until most recently they started showing it. They have more Indian actors in it, but that was already an issue since last time lah.
But like Kevin, like you have traveled like to other countries to perform stand-up comedy and all. Like how are you like as an Indian, a brown skin or dark skin person? How are you got treated in the other countries and all like that?
I had zero problems performing
Actually,
anywhere else. Like I go there, like they know I'm a foreigner. So they do treat me like a tourist lah, like a foreigner. But if you're talking about like racism like that, when I go overseas and perform, don't have, bro. They actually take the time to ask me, oh, you are Malaysian, is it? What's your background? And then I explain, okay, Malaysia is multiracial, there are people, and then they are interested, they like that, they engage me properly. Like that's fine. That's no issue. What I find very interesting is that in Malaysia only we talk about Indian, Chinese, Malaysian. We go outside the country and anybody asks, what are you? We say Malaysian, you know.
Yeah, that's true. So the only problem that that comes in our country lah.
It's a like I said lah, it's a systemic thing. It's if we're talking about the majority of the issues that Indians go through, a lot of it is very systemic. The fact that media companies like Jiven's worked in advertising, so he would know. Like a lot of the media companies, they don't want to put Indian people on the forefront. They don't want to market to those people for whatever reason lah. Okay, sometimes it's economic, but also let's be honest, a lot of it is because they don't want a dark-skinned person there. Right? That's true in this country. We can't deny that. You see, so that needs to change, which is what I think this is a good opportunity to talk about stuff like, hey, okay, wait a minute. The reason why it's not okay for what's the name again? Mira Filza, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The reason why it's not okay for her to do that yet is because even Indians don't get to do that on that scale yet. You know what I mean? If let's say it was a even playing field, if we got the same airtime, the same opportunities as everybody
equal
else,
rights,
I don't care. I don't think I'd make money. Like I'm a pro-capitalist, bro. I want to make money, so I want everybody to make. I will make money off of everybody if I can, but make it a playing field, lah. You know, like like the main issue with Indians in this country is we already start with a deficit, which is what needs to change.
Vic, what's your thought on this? Like, we got quiet only the whole time.
I like to listen to what people say first. And for me, bringing back to the whole the Mira Filza thing, right? What is weird with this whole, from what I understand with this whole cultural appropriation term, I may not be right, I don't know, but this is what I understand, is when someone from a different race use another culture and make profit out of it. And the funny thing that I don't understand is that, say if that particular post, that Mira Filza post, if she wasn't making money with it, they'll be okay with it. So the problem right now, it feels to me like it's the money part of it, right? So,
yes.
Right? It makes no sense. And to me, I feel like even if she makes money out of it, what is there a problem? I mean, it's her platform, right? In a sense, like in a business sense, right? Like, let's say if I own a business, let's talk about production, right? I'm talking about, let's say if it's my production and I want to sell a business, right? I don't look at the race and all. For me, at the end of the day, if it sells, I want to look at the numbers. And like how Jiven was saying, which is also the problem, which is how Jiven was saying that Indian people don't have that whole buying power thing.
Spending power and all.
Spending power is the word, right? And in that context, if it's my own money that I'm investing on, I would want to hire people that could bring back the profit. You know? So how do you draw the line in like, am I here to make the money, or am I here to balance off things?
Correct.
Right?
And in terms of like money making business and all that, you are absolutely right. It's your money. You can do whatever you want to do.
And you cannot force people to be like, oh, you must have this so and so people in the production. Like it makes no sense. For example, like let's say you're doing a movie for like a mentally challenged person, a story about them. So it's essentially, these people are saying that you have to cast a mentally challenged person to play that role. It feels like it's acting. Like why I don't know, the whole Scarlett Johansson thing. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. That people got so angry when she played. That is that considered appropriation?
The one where she played like a ghost in the shell, right? Yeah.
Is that appropriation? Is that cultural?
I think that is culture, because the problem with those kind of things, right, is an Asian character, but they could have cast an Asian person. So you should have casted an Asian person, because the comic book of that movie already has a big fan base. So casting an Asian, like Crazy Rich Asian, all has proved that Asian casting does work. So for you not to cast an Asian people and Scarlett Johansson is wrong. And if you casted Scarlett Johansson and Ghost in the Shell, you should have made a new character, not cast the Asian character as Scarlett Johansson. You get it, not?
But then again, it comes to the same thing what Vic was telling it. If Scarlett Johansson brings me like much more cash than return, then I would go rather than Scarlett Johansson rather than an Asian
and it's fair enough for Asians to feel like, why am I left out? It's a valid reason, it's a valid point, but you gotta both ends, right?
See, the issue that I'm trying to say is Scarlett Johansson is a pulling factor, but it's like saying like Ravan, like the Mahabharata, like Ravanan, like a character like Rama or Ravanan. Yes. Imagine you cast Chris Evans as Ravanan. How would you feel? So that's the problem. Ghost in the Shell has been the character in the comics and in the anime is already been a Chinese person. It's a Japanese person.
Japanese, huh?
Sorry.
Triggered.
but like I said, it's a Japanese person. So why would you cast Scarlett Johansson? If you're going to have the Ghost in the Shell universe, create a new character just for Scarlett Johansson and create in that universe itself.
it's a very, like I said, which is why we need to have this conversation, because it's a very tricky thing. Like what Vikar said, if I'm putting up the money, if I'm doing something that is my right to do what I want to do to maximize my profit, fine, I understand. But also we are in a situation where you need to be aware of the consequences of what you do, in terms of, okay, if you're putting out something that is for mass consumption, how would that be received? What meaning is there behind it? How would people take it? All of that, you see. So like I said, it's very tricky now, because yes, there is nothing wrong with you wanting to maximize your profit. Do that. But also what the conversation is about now is, let's do it in a way where everyone has an equal opportunity to participate in making their profit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the company that does this very well is Marvel. Marvel doesn't use big name people in the start of their movies. Is after they appear in Marvel movies, they start becoming very big.
Correct.
One more thing I don't understand.
That's very smart for two things.
Yeah.
One is because it gets them good, like, oh, they are using smaller people, they're using a diverse cast. That's great. But also it's because they get them for cheap very early on, and they lock them into a contract.
Yeah. So it's like if you say like Scarlett Johansson does bring a name, but like Black Panther did bring a name, but the Chadwick Boseman was nobody before Black Panther.
He wasn't as known until then. So yeah, correct. Like, you locked them in early, bro. That movie made like $1 billion, bro.
Yeah. So I think now we are in the culture where you can cast anyone you want, as long you justify the character, it makes sense. But
one thing I really don't understand, why do we need the fact to justify each of our character now? Like when it was in 2000, like, I don't need to justify my character. I don't need to explain my character. Why I could be calling faggot in front of TV stations, and I would like get away with it. But now
you cannot. By the way, you cannot.
Okay.
Last time, don't say it's not a. I don't
so like why are we like taking it really, like, why is it happening now? Like, what caused it?
I think the issue is, I think it was generally was wrong. I think that people are more aware now because of internet, and they feel like, I don't think so, this is right, and a lot more people echoed that same thing, and now they can say like, no, that is not right, because last time you didn't have social media, so nobody can say like that's wrong. When one fellow say that's wrong, there's 30 fellows on that same, like there'll be 2-3 fellows against one fellow. But now because of social media, you can correct someone's mistake even though there's a crowd against you, because there's data and facts. Like, people are generally backing, like they can call out wrong things, but that's another toxic culture on its own.
It's easier now to make it's easier now to get your opinion across. Last time, back in those days, internet was still
and you needed to be someone to say your opinion.
But now anybody can say something and it can gain traction. That has both pros and cons to it, as we all know.
Vic, like, damn quiet, only Vic, like, damn uncomfortable.
I'm listening. We got 4 people. I don't want to interrupt.
You don't, Pritu, you don't force people to talk. They don't want to talk. You let him talk when he wants to say something.
He sounds like a serial killer, just like listening to it.
You watch your tone. I'm telling you, I'm fed up already. From earlier only, Vikar, why you're not saying anything? Why you not? Hey, let him say what you want to say.
He damn creepy. He's just watching us.
You do your job and you host.
He's educating himself.
That's true. I'm listening. Like I said, for me, at the end of the day, it's still going back to the whole Mira Filza thing, because I feel like that's the topic of discussion. I still feel she shouldn't be getting all the bash that she got, which is unnecessary. And if you see right now, because of that, it's causing more hate towards there's backlash. Right now, there are more Malay people. They don't like Indians because of this. Like, Indians are Kaling's gonna be angry, because of shit like that. And probably it's the way they address as well. And as far as I know, because I haven't really been following up with the issue, but like the screenshots and like here and there the tweets that I've seen, the first person who has addressed this issue that went viral, she did it in a very polite way. Is as far as I saw, which is fine, right? It's just giving out an opinion. But and then after that, it just got worse, and now it's just nobody cares about the culture shit anymore. Right? Now it's just about like I want to bring this race down, and I feel like, and every time this whole cultural appropriation topic comes out, right, it will end up to that, which is it's sad. And to me, my personal opinion, like I said, I like Keren, like what you said as well. I feel like this whole cultural appropriation is stupid, it's dumb. I get why they are coming with this, but it's not important as for now, at least. I think there's so many. If we live in a multiracial country, it's you cannot. I feel like it's such a hypocritical thing at the same time as well. Like
I feel like the cultural appropriation is
100%. It is 100% hypocrisy for on both sides. You know, it's hypocritical for you to say, oh, you cannot appropriate when our entire country is based on cultural mixing, right? Also, it's very hypocritical for someone to use Indian culture when generally Indian culture is not respected in this country anyway. You see, so it's from both sides, you know, like that. And I wish this issue was better, like what you said, because now everyone, like you said, Vikar, now everyone is just arguing for no reason, right? And if we could all stick to one point, which is, hey, listen to us, Indians also want the same opportunities to market our products and our stuff the same way non-Indians do, then I don't think there'll be any issue. You know, we can start.
But then again, like when a person call it cultural appropriation, who are we to call it that? Like, what the culture? Let's say for Indian culture, like, how do we know it's actually ours when it comes to those kind of things?
I think the problem is, right, you cannot. I think the whole issue is calling it cultural appropriation is because we're living in a country where our culture is already assimilated with who we are. All our culture is very intertwined with one another. So calling something cultural appropriation in Malaysian context is absolutely. In Western context, because Western culture generally they don't have much culture.
Because Western culture sucks.
And they borrow a lot of things. But our culture has own unique identity, and Malaysian culture is very unique to any other country.
You say borrow, I say steal, but okay.
Hey, I'm being politically correct, you know.
Hey, no need, lah. No need.
Don't have to be political. Keep on your opinion, man.
It's all pure opinion, sir.
It's Pritu show, and anything happen, he'll get cancelled only. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's true. Wait. One thing I don't understand. Wait, what the cancel culture?
Hey, one thing at a time. One
thing.
That is a whole new topic. But I feel like being in a culture in Malaysia, I can wear baju Melayu and it'll be fine. And somebody else during Chinese New Year, I can wear like a Chinese New Year outfit. Even for clothing, like just for fashion sets, I can wear those kind of things. And I think it's normal because we are living in Malaysia and we grew up with so many races that it's normal for us. So I think the original tweet calling her a cultural appropriation queen, it's by itself is wrong. I think she herself she is the reason because she caused that effect, because I don't think so. Like Keren say, it's cultural profiting. She should have called it cultural profiting. That should be fine. And getting but cultural appropriation on its own is wrong. It shouldn't have called it cultural appropriation.
I understand her sentiment, but I feel she went about it the wrong way, and I feel a lot of people are going about it the wrong way.
How are they supposed to go about it?
As in, here's the thing: the only reason we know about the term cultural appropriation is because what these Western fellas are doing, right? We hear that, we all use that, right? So I would feel better if Malaysians actually looked at, fine, whatever, you look at what the Western is doing, but you put it in a Malaysian context. You look at that term and you look at appropriation and say, okay, this is something that happens there. It has no context here. We don't need that term appropriation here. It is meaningless. All of us, every single one of us, every single day of our lives, we do something that is influenced by more than 2-3 cultures. Right? We do not need that word. So the issue now is that a lot of these people online are simply using that word, I feel, wrongly.
Yeah, I don't agree with you.
And they are and to even get the point across and to have a discussion also. The thing is that if you can't get everybody on the same page of, okay, let's not talk about appropriation. Appropriation is not what we're talking about here. What we're talking about is making money off a culture. Right? To even get to that point also, it's so hard because people can't disassociate from the fact that appropriation is a thing when it shouldn't be a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think a classic example would be the culture. If they want to go about this whole culture appropriation, is giving out ampao. Only Chinese culture gives out ampao. Indian culture generally doesn't give out ampao.
Because it feels very cheap, what?
Yeah, so it's the whole thing. So
my
during
stupid
Deepavali,
family don't give me anything.
So I think during Deepavali, you can see like we go to house, we give out ampao during Deepavali. And it's only a Malaysian thing, by the way. It's a Malaysian or Singaporean thing. In India, they don't do it. It's like buying new clothes and do it.
But would you feel comfortable giving out money when you use other people's culture?
I'm Sloanese. I don't feel good about giving out money anyway.
So like, how are they supposed to give out money or supposed to help us when they use our culture? Like, because if they use our culture, like, who are you to say that's Indian culture? Who are you? Maybe it's something else. Like, who are you to say that culture belongs to you?
I don't
do
think
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I don't think so. That conversation applies in Malaysia. It's because our culture is very intertwined. It's like I said, that giving that angpao thing, we think it's very normal to us. It's because how we grew up and how we go with it. So it's very a norm. So
it's a very Malaysian thing, right?
Yeah, it's a very Malaysian thing. So bringing the whole conversation of culture appreciation in Malaysian context, it's wrong. I think for Malaysia, it needs to be something else rather than being culture appreciation.
But then again, we do have different, like Indian people, we have own culture. Chinese, it's not. There is different. There are different cultures.
Yeah. So there are different cultures.
Yeah.
There are different culture, but I'm also saying like our cultures are very doesn't clash. We know how to make it so that it doesn't clash with one another.
Correct. See, that's where the problem apparently comes.
The clashing,
There's no clashing, and then when another race use that culture, and then there's a problem. That's where the so-called there's no problem until someone created this problem that is not supposed to be a problem.
I think the problem only came is because she used Indian clothing to promote it. But the same thing, an Indian person used baju kurung or something to promote it, it wouldn't be a big problem. It's because I feel like generally the Indian, I can understand their insecurity when it comes to culture, but I don't think so. You should have used the word culture appropriation in our culture.
No,
I don't think it works.
For you to even be mad at someone profiting out of your culture, why is there a need for you to be angry about it?
I think the anger came because when I had this conversation with my sister, then she told me like when she was growing up, being an Indian girl, when she wear her Punjabi suit, I think she get called she was ugly. Wearing potu, she called ugly.
So it's more of a personal thing rather than
Don't you think this is just stereotyping the whole entire? Just because few people call you. I mean, there are a lot of racist people. Fair enough, right? Out of like 10 Indian people, probably 5 of them will be racist. Out of 10 Malay people, probably 7 of them will be racist, right? But you can't.
Well, why the statistics?
Why the statistics?
No. It's true. I mean,
I read the numbers. It's correct.
It's true. But like I said, what I was saying again, I lost my train.
Personal thing.
People are racist.
Yeah, so it's a personal thing. So what if someone, let's say a Malay girl who memang grows up liking that culture, she's not racist, she's not a racist person, she loves the culture, and then when she wears it, is that okay or not? Like, how is that?
I think what people should talk about and what we need to talk about is the fact that what you're asking, if a Malay person is using Indian culture to sell something, is that wrong? Right? If you want me to be very frank, It is not wrong. What it is it's unfair.
But how is it? How is it their problem? Just because our Indian community are being bashed in
No, I
these
think
kind of
I think
things.
I think it's not their problem. It's more of the problem is if a Malay person can wear Indian culture and profit it, why can't an Indian person wear Indian culture and profit it?
And get the
See, that's
same
right.
opportunities to market it. Yeah.
So that is the conversation that many people are going, but I feel like the conversation is going towards
Steering
another
the
way
other
now.
side lah.
The
Yeah,
other
yeah,
way.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, like what Jiven you just said, just to feed off from what you said, Mira Filza has her own platform. So why can't another India? I'm talking about social media content. I'm not talking about like TV stuff and all. TV stuff is a completely different. Social media, an Indian person can build his or her own platform and they can profit out of other people's cultures. So why is that not happening? Like why
Okay, so
it's such a it's like a playing a victim kind of thing.
I think the problem is, right. I think that your question is, I think, has the problem in it is because an Indian person cannot do it and become popular with it, whereas a Malay person can do it and become popular with it. It's because
that is contradicting. Like, because if I'm Indian and I market my kind of product, you just got to be smart about it. That means you just don't market it in Malaysia. You market it somewhere you have demand in.
Okay.
Like fucker, like there was this one video I put like the Songko on and all that shit. That's like I'm taking their culture and I put that got the views as well.
Yeah, but see,
So
that got
how
the
is that?
views. But so the thing is, right now, I think the problem is, right, what I feel a lot of Indian people having the problem with, right, even the comments is like when a Malay person, when you do it, right, the Malay people are saying like when you embrace take their culture in, right, they're saying,
They would love it.
they will love it. They
They
will
would love
love it so much. Okay, but the same thing as you go as I go as Gucci character, right? They wouldn't love it. But I wear the same thing as a Malay guy, they will love it. But if a Malay person wears an Indian outfit, they will love it. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like generally our culture is not viewed beautiful on us, but it's viewed beautiful on other people.
Why are we being angry about that? That's one thing I don't understand
Okay.
also.
What I think is because it's the playing field, right? What we're talking about is, yes, an Indian person can be successful by doing and I had this conversation with some guy on Twitter also. He was like, okay, yeah.
Conversation or
You need
fighting?
to stop having friends on Twitter, man.
Yeah.
That's
No,
not
no,
good.
bro. It's the first time people like, I'm glad, bro. I'm stuck at home just playing with my penis only the entire time. I need to talk. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad. What it is it's that a lot of people say like, oh, who cares? You know, Indians can still be successful. We just don't care about the system. Yes, the system is like that, but we do our own thing and we be successful, right? Like, you put in your own hard work and you do. My question is this: why are we okay with the system being like that? That is my thing. I'm talking about the playing field, you know. Like, having a Malay person, no, having an Indian person wear some other culture's baju and profit, right? Why is that okay instead of another person wearing an Indian outfit and profiting? Very simple. It's because Indians already start from a position that is lower than everybody else. You see, there's a great article from the New Straits Times, which I don't know where I can post it up. I'll put it to you, and you can post it up and all that. But they're talking about the rungs on the ladder. You know, they're talking about, yes, there are successful Indians, no doubt, but that's not a good example of anything, because the regular Indians still have to deal with bias. We still have to deal with discrimination. What I'm talking about is getting rid of all that. Let's get rid of all that. I'm not talking about like being okay with it or tak apalah, never mind lah, you just work harder. Why? Everyone needs to work harder.
Correct.
But I want this. Like, Indians are here now. Everybody is here now.
Correct. Don't you think this is just like on top of my head? Like you said, Indians are here. The like say Malays are here, right?
Yeah.
Don't you think you need like the power of these Malays to use the culture to sort of like, because I feel like a lot of people don't know Indian culture, right? And for Malays to get to know the culture, it'll be easier when it's explained by Malays itself. Correct?
Yeah.
You know what?
I don't know if I'm making sense.
No, I do.
No,
I understand.
I agree.
I understand. That would be great. That would be really good. But again, the climate of this country for many years already is maybe a few Malays will be okay with it, but not enough. For every Malay who is open to accepting and celebrating Indian culture, there will be 10 others who say, "Eh, balik lah keling." You know what I mean? Apa pasal you pakai baju? You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's if you're talking about allies, it's good to have allies. Great. I agree. To be very honest, I want to talk about us Indians, because even us Indians also can't even get on the same bloody page. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? So
the people like Prithu-Lah.
Hey, what I was
he's the worst.
Hey, I'm the best among all the Indian people. They like working with me,
Prithu is single-handedly setting Indian relations back 10 years.
Hey, no. A lot of people like working with me and they enjoy the process of working with me.
Let's not
Only
get
y'all
into
only.
that.
Only y'all
I
only.
got one person who doesn't enjoy it.
No one.
Okay, coming back to this shit, right? I feel like in Malaysia at least, the only fucking way for like any sort of like equality is it has to. I don't know if I should say shit like I mean you gotta the whole Bumi Putra rights. I think that it's change that one first. That's where the equality comes, right?
No,
when
absolutely.
that is achieved,
Or you could do another thing other than taking out the Bumi Putra status, which I personally don't think it will happen anytime soon. Which is just to leave the country. What are the country doing for us? No, I'm saying facts. Like, why don't you just build another life there? Rather than not get like what Kiven said, he went to different country performing. They all treat him equally, like another citizen. There, you go for Canada, they will treat you equally if you're
which
and
is
everything.
why in Malaysia you'll never achieve equality. Nobody's fighting for it. If you keep running, it's never. How is it gonna?
But how?
every-
The question is how long are you going to fight for it for?
As
Are you
long
going
as
to fight for?
as long as it takes, if you care about it enough. I understand what you're saying, Prithu. A lot of people have an exit strategy. Okay, no need lah, whatever lah. I just go to Australia. I just go to UK. I'll just go to somewhere else. You know what? If you are okay with that, more power to you. Fine, go and do it. But what about the people who can't? What about the people who are here who do not have that option? You know what I mean? I'm not talking about like okay, the whole Bhumi Putra rights thing, right? Whatever lah, you want your Bhumi Putra rights, you take. Okay, I don't care about that. What I'm talking about is what is worse than that is the whole Ketuanan Melayu thing.
Yeah.
That I think
The
is
crazy one.
100% not a Malaysian thing.
Yeah.
It goes against everything this country stands for, I feel lah. Right? Because this country is supposed to be about unity. You want Bhumi Putra rights? No one is. I'm not going to challenge that. I don't care.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is I don't want a mandate of one race being above another, one race having more opportunities than another. Just have everyone playing field, even playing field. Once you do that, right, then if you succeed, it's because of your own thing. If you fail, it's because of you, but it's not because of anything else. Like I do not like the idea of you succeeding or failing in life based on your skin color, which is stupid. I would rather it be because of your work.
But let's just change perspective around. Let's say you have the power. Let's say it's the other way. Indian have more power than the Malays in this country. Would you not have? You would be way comfortable and keeping the power. What you don't want another race to be stepping over you. What?
I think the problem I think that is also the problem.
Yeah.
Is feeling that you're above everybody else is the problem. And I think what Vikar said earlier is very true to the fact that, because I also had this conversation with my sister, so I told, like, if I want people to like my culture, I should feel like anybody who use my culture, I should encourage it rather than discourage it. And I feel like what Vikar said just now was true. Like, Malay people should put like wear our clothes and promote our culture is because you see
Yeah.
you see Korean culture right now in Malaysia is like it's a
Yeah.
thing. People generally like it. But the only way to Indian culture to grow up is to have the same effect. And I feel like Indians should understand that like if they giving at
Yeah,
least let them start somewhere.
it's the same
Yeah.
thing
Like
where the like couple of 2013 to 12 when Katy Perry had a concert in Japan, so she started wearing all the geisha kind of outfit, and the U.S. journalist went up to Japan and asked why is that okay, so and then the difference all telling we are actually more than happy to give our culture away because she's embracing it. She is actually like taking it to another level, which with all
You
the
don't want
things
to
and all.
keep the culture. You want to share the culture.
Yeah, you want to. It's that's how a lot of things started. Music. You mix this culture and this culture, you get what? Fusion food. You don't see. You're eating. We are practically eating fusion food like every single day. There's no.
Yeah,
We're not eating like one culture.
it's because we have this group, this large group of people in the world. And what you are talking about is, oh, what if Indians have power and everybody? That's not an Indian thing. That's a human nature thing, lah.
Yeah. That's the thing. Your
Yeah,
human nature will kick in at a certain point.
yeah.
What?
But
I want to
now,
be power. Yeah.
but now human nature is simply attacking someone because of something that you perceive to be wrong.
They just want a
Right?
reason to
Yeah,
attack a
like
person.
this Katy Perry thing that okay, because I'm a huge nerd, lah. We all know this. I'll talk
Ah.
about the Ghost of Tsushima thing, right? That game came out. It was made by American developers. It's a game set in Japan with Japanese characters, right? The game did extremely well. It's one of the best.
It's game of the
It's
year, right?
no, not yet, lah. But it's like the highest selling PS4 game. I think one of the highest
yeah.
selling of the time, lah. Okay, it's ridiculous. It's really good. Like when the game came out, before the game came out, also American journalists were saying this is appropriation, this is wrong. Why is a white company making a game about Japan? All that. When the game came out, the game sold like crazy in Japan. Japanese people loved it, right? Japanese video game developers came out and said, "We like. I wish they like one of the guys from like Capcom or someone said that
Yeah.
we should have made this game." You know what I mean? It's that knee-jerk reaction of, oh, if you are not my culture, you cannot use something.
cannot
We're not
use-
talking
okay.
about that here. No, use it. No one is saying don't use it, especially for creative stuff. Use it. But what I'm talking about is Japanese culture is profitable. American culture is profitable. They have no problem making money. They have
yeah.
no racial obstacles for them. Indians in Malaysia, however, we do have racial obstacles when we try to sell our stuff ourselves. That is what I think we should be talking about. You know, what she did, not wrong. You want to wear something and sell your product, do it. I wish we could do it. I wish more non-Indians wore like
Wore
Indian, and it's not even
traditional clothes,
close.
yeah.
I wish more non-Indians celebrated Indian culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like across the board, right? But we should talk about the fact that, hey, okay, listen, it's great that you can do this, but it's also unfair that when a dark-skinned Indian goes for a casting call, they don't get chosen because the client says you are too Indian, you are too dark, you are too blah 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 blah. You know, like it's these small things that add up. Like it might seem like a very small issue, but I am a
It's a
firm
snowballing. It's a snowballing effect, lah.
yeah, I am a firm believer of if you keep on saying, yeah, this one not big issue, this one not big issue, this one not big issue.
Yeah.
Eventually,
What is a big issue? Yeah. What is a big
eventually,
issue?
yeah, you won't get anything solved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's why, like, my take on cultural appropriation is actually,
Hey, who asked you, lah?
hey, I'm getting to the point of what you saying. Hey, I'm getting to the
just
point.
shut up,
I'm getting to the
Vikar.
point.
Who cares?
Shut up,
I'm,
Vikar,
I'm
you
getting
talk.
to the point of what you're saying.
No, let Vikar
I'm
talk.
supporting you,
Shut up,
Kiran.
No need. You had myself, Vikar, and Jiven on here. Enough. We don't need to hear your. Hey,
Hey,
what do you know about anything other than the bloody weather, lah,
Hey,
idiot?
I know a lot of things. I just keep it to myself, you know.
No,
Then keep
A
it
lot of
yourself.
things.
You
Okay,
don't.
Vikar, you talk.
Let's give this poor thing. Okay, let's see what stupid shit he's gonna say.
Okay, I feel cultural appropriation is another term they use for racial. Like they are, because the moment when you're actually not letting another person use your culture, that's automatically. Do you think it's already racist? Like you're not, like a person's wearing a sari or anything. Like I'm not allowing you to use my culture for profiting or anything. That's already another cover for a racist, which is a whole new ball game, which actually leads to racial all this racial abuse kind of thing, which like they themselves are racist by itself when you use a cultural appropriation. Like you get what I mean?
I feel that you said something that makes
What happened, lah?
sense in a very stupid way. No. You could have said it a much better way, Pritu, but you're an idiot.
Okay, tell. Continue.
I mean, yeah, correct. People are generally using the term appropriation to say racist when it does not mean that at all, because you have to look at context with everything. Like if you look at a country that's different from ours, then their definition of appropriation would be different. You know what I mean?
Like what other contexts are there when it comes to this kind of topic?
I mean, if you look at America, right? If like for them, when they talk about cultural appropriation, is whites using African American culture,
yeah,
right? Which the way they treat African Americans there, I understand. Correct. Like if you want to do that, make sure you afford African Americans the same level of respect, lah.
Do you think the Indian culture will come to as close as what's going on in America, like the white culture, how the white culture is treating all the African Americans? Do you think the Indian will be getting treated the same par as there at a certain point?
Yeah, of course.
You go to a police road, just go roadblock and see lah. You'll know how we treated.
You know how we will get treated like that if every single time we bring up an issue, people say don't talk about it. If every time we talk about something, people say it's not a big deal. If every time we say something is wrong, people say, yeah, no need lah, never mind lah. But the other fella doing better, what?
But how are you going to do that when every time you speak something out of your mind, but like a few weeks later, cops or someone will be banging your door and telling and getting arrested? The fear they put on Indian people around here, like what are we going to do about it? Like, and how do we actually speak up and get equality when it comes to these kind of things?
You just have to lah. I mean, I this is something that I've been thinking, like it weighs on me a lot also because of what I say on stage and all that, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, so far they haven't, even though they've got a police file on me. Like so far.
Shit! Wait, what happened? What happened?
No lah. I mean, so
can you talk about it?
Let's take 5 minutes. Let's talk about. I think that's more interesting right now.
Can you talk about it?
So
suddenly the podcast got very interesting lah.
So from what I understand, back during Najib's time, and maybe even before that also, if you are a performer of a certain level, the special branch will open a file on you in case you say something that is against the government.
Like any kind of performance or specifically?
Any performer.
Vikar is already on the list lah.
Hey,
would you know it? Wait, would you know that?
No, of course they won't tell you, but I had some jalan lah to find out, right?
So that means they'll keep an eye to you or what? They'll watch you or
they will monitor lah. They will monitor like if you are damn big, or if you keep on making a lot of noise, right? So this is one thing that I've always had to be aware of. I don't care. I'm not scared, but let me put it this way lah. I'm the type of person where what other option do I have? I can either say, okay, I'm not.
What happened lah?
The police. This is the
Going
police.
to say anything about it?
Hello.
Hey, can hear?
Yeah, can.
Okay.
I think someone's tapping into your account, man.
Yeah, they
My neighbor lah, bloody idiot.
Okay, you
Bloody
see?
blood stealing my Wi-Fi. No, I mean I have two options lah. I can either just toe the line and say, oh, okay, I won't rock the boat. I'll do whatever. I'll just be like that. Or I can be who I am. I can do what I want.
It's either go hard or go home lah.
Yeah, and not just for me. Look, I understand not every Indian in this country has the can afford to do that, right? But if you can, then that is up to you lah. How much you wanna?
How far you willing to take it lah?
It's this is what I always say lah. Each and every one of us, and whether this issue or any issue, we all choose our own hills to die on. You know, so you better be sure that you want to die on that hill lah.
Which hill you want to die on, huh?
The Bukit Tabor.
Bukit Tabor.
I cannot lah, I really cannot lah.
Actually, to be honest, I also kena. I don't want to say name, but one of our mutual friend, supposed to appear in one of my video, as the Swami character.
It was
another friend.
Raj, right? He Raj, right? That idiot. I know it's him. The floor.
No. Hey, it's your friend lah.
Wait, I knew him before. You knew him before.
I think you knew Raj before. No, I think we both knew him around the same time.
I'm so sorry.
So, like, one of our friends, I supposed to ask him to appear in this gay Nanda character. So we called him and we asked him because, Vikar didn't want it. It's not Raj, it's someone else. So I called this person. Then the person said, so I told him, you're playing a priest, and then you're playing a corn priest, and then you say your name is Gay Nanda. And the first person say, hey, I got a police complaint against me, for saying something. He did an ad, and he did an ad, and somebody complained about him, and the police investigation went on because of that thing he did on an ad, and the ad people didn't get it, or the brand didn't get it. He got it because he was an actor.
Shouldn't the brand gets it rather than him?
No,
why does he get it instead of the brand?
I don't know, but he's the one got it, and the report was on him. So he said, I don't want to appear another one because it would be. So generally he got it, and then he had to be like he just said no because of that reason he said no. But he was the.
Or maybe he just doesn't want to be in your video. He's saying like giving excuses. I mean, it could be.
It could be, but I did check
for not wanting to work with Jiven,
No, but I did check on him with other people, and they said it's true. He may must. There's two reports against him.
Are you still looking for a conman, Swami?
I already did the film day. I did it. Coming out gay. You never see my video. Like that,
I got no time. Look, listen. I generally don't like Indians. You know what I mean?
See, how are you going to help the Indian community? You tell me how you're going to help the Indian community if you don't like Indians. This is how the Indian community is going lower and lower,
Hey, but I'm very curious, like in the stand-up comedy world, right? Like, do you all get the jail free card? Like, can you say anything you want in the stand-up comedy world? Like, is there like a
not really. We do have to be careful. Like I said, like the reason I got the file also was because there were people in the audience, like from special branch and police and all that. And last time they used to come. Now I think they got better things to do. But we cannot 100%
be sure lah.
Say anything. Like the
that
one
is only if it's recorded, is it? What if it's like not recorded?
No,
just
doesn't matter.
If it's not recorded, fine. But I think all of us as performers also, the main thing we want to do is entertain the audience, right? So like we all know that the audience will know when we are purposely being shocking for no reason rather than being entertaining. You see, it all comes in the craft. So like, if you are simply doing something just because, oh, I want to be the guy who said this about this community, the audience not going to laugh, because they're going to know like, this fella is just doing it because, he wants to say he did it.
So like when it comes to comedy, where do you actually draw the line when it comes to offensive or non-offensive?
It's how you structure the comedy.
Yes, correct. I would say that it's the comedian's responsibility to deliver a good joke. I am a firm believer of I can say whatever I want as long as I make it funny. If you laugh, you have no right to be offended. But also, if I craft the joke properly, if I make the joke good, then you will laugh lah. And if for whatever reason after I do all that, and out of a room of 100 people, 99 people laugh and one person is offended, then I'm sorry lah, that's kind of your problem lah.
So it comes with a job lah when it comes to these kind of things.
A little bit. You have to know how to navigate, because it's even though it's a live performance, it's still the dynamic between people. You are on stage, you need people to relate to you. You need people to understand what you are saying so that they can laugh at your jokes, they know where you're coming from. So you have to think about all of that when you're crafting the joke, because I can't just simply write a joke and say whatever I want to say. Let's say I write a joke about Chinese people, right? And I can't simply go and say, oh, Chinese people like to gamble. Like, that means nothing. You know what I mean? I have to do it in a like all the racist, sorry, not racist, all the racial jokes that I do, because there is a difference. Yeah. All the racial jokes that I do, I am always the happiest when the target race is the one that laughs the most. Like, if I make a joke about Malay people, I look at the crowd, the Malay people are losing it. I do a joke about Chinese people, the Chinese people are losing it. Like, it's stuff like that where if you want to do a joke about something that it may offend people, it's the comedian's job to write it properly, to deliver it properly in a way where the person listening to it, when they read it, they will just look at the joke and go, you know what, that's actually a funny joke. You know. And at the end of the day, bro, if someone wants to get offended, they are going to get offended. Like, we've had so many times where people just come to a comedy show just to get offended, and at that point, I'm like, honestly,
do they actually come there and just say I'm offended?
Bro, Vikar, no, seriously, sometimes they come to a show and they sit down like this. They just sit down like
they pay to be angry, is it?
They pay money to come there and not laugh at anything and then complain. I'm like, why did you leave the house, you idiot?
No, these are Vikar's fans. They will do it. Vikar's haters will do this. I swear to God, Vikar's haters will do this.
Like, I get it if it's on Twitter for you to get offended because it's a free platform. Nobody, comedy show, you know what you're stepping on, like,
right?
Bro. Vikar, not everyone is cheap as you did.
Keren got free show, tell me.
I'll let you know.
like now you're doing, when you do stand comedy, like, do you used to write like how last time you used to write, like you don't think of people getting offended? Like, now you actually have to think about people getting offended, people are getting like all this cancelled, or you just do you lah.
As a I think anybody who is in the creative line, anybody who considers themselves a performer or an artist, I don't think it is good to self-censor yourself. I think that is doing yourself a disservice, and that is doing the audience a disservice, because they are going to pay money to see you. Yeah. You put in the work. You don't censor yourself at the beginning only, right? What I do is, whatever I write, I make sure that it is good for the stage, right? I can come up with some horrible, like what people might think is objectionable content, right? But the way I write it and the way I frame it, if I'm a good enough comedian, if I'm a good enough writer, I can do it in a way where that wouldn't matter because people still laugh.
But you're not afraid of getting cancelled and all those kind of shit, all lah.
No lah, who am I to get cancelled? Nobody knows me, so you know what I mean.
Let's say when you become a really big comedian in Malaysia, would you actually censor yourself to a certain point so you don't get cancelled?
No, why? I mean, this whole cancel culture thing is like, you want to cancel me, I don't see the point. Like the
cancel
people who want to idiot. Huh? What's that? What is it? I didn't hear.
You keep getting cutting off lah.
Yeah, the thing just cuts off and then suddenly it's just 1 minute, 1 second, 2 seconds.
Hey, you shut up, like you don't make fun of mine. I'm using jarring, you know. Don't.
Oh, that old lady,
Yeah. No, I my whole idea about the cancel culture, especially when it comes to comedians, is the people who, let's say a group wants to cancel me. My only question is, you idiots didn't even pay to come to my show. Why should I care about what you say? You don't support me. Why should I, care about you?
I just want to bring it back. I would pay if it's a show you're doing, Keren. I'm not. I didn't.
Vic, you've been asking free tickets from
wait.
very
Were
long
you
time.
about to say you? Wait. Shut up. Wait. Hold on. The flirt switch tracks just now. I know when a Mata talk. He was about to say I would pay if it was the free show. I know.
Vic is the most stingiest flirt I've ever met before in my life.
Yeah, that is. Oh my god.
He'll try to get away with 5 ringgit.
Stingy it is.
Vic, you are
What?
No, that flirt is Pakka Tamil, but just the flirt. The flirt is
Money,
just.
man. MCO times hard, man.
You've been dead for my whole life.
Okay, now focus on the topic. Keren,
Okay.
go on.
Okay.
No, why? Pritu, change topic. You're a horrible host.
Wait. I want to ask when it comes when it comes to stand-up comedy, you don't change your way of art to accommodate those flirts or not. But when it comes to movies, when it comes to a lot of put in production house, like a lot like Netflix and all, they are always like a lot of unnecessary gay characters are there just for the fact of satisfying a community that might be a very toxic community to the social media. Like, why are people changing that? Why are people like straightforward? Okay, these people are following a certain community. Like, why all these unnecessary things in these production houses and all?
Because
I feel because
Netflix,
it's money, lah.
and also Netflix is an online media platform, so online groups have a direct effect on whatever they do.
Yeah, like one of the other comedians, Gajan. I'm sure y'all have seen him or heard of him before. He has this term called a diversity checkbox. All these companies, they have this checkbox of like they need to be this to do like a lot of companies, they do that just because it's easier to market. For me, bro, end of the day, it's all about money. It's all about economics. Economics rules the world, right? If you do this, then the movie that you make will get through. It will get marketing. People can say, oh, this movie is so and so friendly. It promotes so and so. Which is why when you say unnecessary whatever character, that's why they do it. Know what I mean?
Again, when it comes to about is like if it's about that, if like me changing my kind of art or me changing my kind of comedy to a way to accommodate more people, that means by not insulting certain kind of people to make more money, why is that wrong?
I don't think so. It's wrong or it's right.
It's not wrong,
basically because it's a big platform. If you want to go for the bigger audience, you have to do certain things. If you want to do what you want to do is a niche market, you keep doing it, and eventually the crowd will come to you. One has a bigger.
Yeah, correct.
One has a faster reach. One has a slower reach. That's
Exactly. There's no right or wrong, Pritu. It's up to the individual artist to do what they want to do. Like my stuff, the stuff I say on stage, I understand it might not be as marketable as someone else who says who does general jokes, but I don't want to compromise my stuff by just going general. Like, I want to write the jokes that I want to write. I want to say what I want to say. That doesn't mean what I'm doing is more right or wrong than somebody else.
That's what this Dave. I think Dave Chappelle also did the same thing when he just disappeared after he went to South Africa for a while. After when he was doing the show,
Chappelle Show, season 3,
yeah, the Chappelle Show, yeah, and then he just disappeared because the app people told him what not to say and what to say, and then he just disappeared.
Yeah. Dave said it in an interview. He said his father told him very early on, name your price. And that's something I truly believe in. I think every single one of us, whether you're a performer or whether you're anybody else, at any point in life, set your price. Set what it is you are willing to pay for what you want. Anything below that, don't accept. You know what I mean?
What is your price?
8K upfront. 8K upfront.
Oh, you already thought about it, lah.
Yeah. Anybody pay me 8K upfront, I'll do whatever you want. I'll tell all the colleagues I'm going to die, so I don't care. I don't know. I got no.
So in the end, money is the king, lah. So in the end,
yeah.
I mean, that's how the world works, right? Now, ideally, it would be for you to get money while still being true to yourself, which is what I think the majority of the world struggles with, lah. You know,
but don't you think when it comes to money, your art itself, it will it'll just go missing for one point because you're just becoming a slave to people.
Depends on who you are. Depends on what type of person you are. Like, I know a lot of people who are like that, like quote unquote sellouts, right? If you can, like, my policy is I need why now? Why now? What happened?
Among four of us as a sellout.
People, obviously it's Pritu.
Hey, no. Hey, I'm not a sellout, okay?
I just want to say that I've never changed my art for anything. I've always been. My jokes are all offensive. I've been the same. When friends pay me, I just cut off here and that's it. Like small. Just to.
Pritu can't be a sellout because no one's buying what he's selling. That's why.
Hey, please, okay. So I'm taking the long route. Okay, I'm taking the long route.
Bro, damn long, bro.
Pritu, I think what you say. I think what I could say to what you were saying is, it's like, when you're like quote unquote selling out now, right? I think if you sell out now, but you still somehow like Vikar said, you don't censor yourself too much by yourself, but you by selling out, but not selling out too much, like censor here and there a bit. But once you get a position where they won't call you a sellout anymore, like you come to a position, that's where you start saying what you matter even more, right? You'll amplify. When you start saying in the small scale stuff, nobody's going to listen to you. So when you start like slowly going up and you reach that position, then you can say whatever you want. It's because reaching the position must be so.
It's very different for different people. Like what you said, some people, they will quote unquote sell out until they get to the point where, okay, fine, I don't have to sell out anymore. I can do what I want.
Yeah.
There are some people who don't sell out from the beginning, and they try to do what they want to do. Like for example, like me, I recognize, yes, if I did more general stuff, if I did stuff that appealed to more people, I could have been at a higher level of success than I am now, right? The reason why I don't consider myself as successful is because I want to do the things that I want to do, and it's a steeper climb than for, let's say, another comedian who is doing something that is more general, but again, it's up to the individual, bro. Like people need to have the freedom to do what they want to do.
Yeah, I think another example would be Kanye West. He said like his friends with Trump is because by being in that position, he's able to help black people. So he's using that. People hate him for being friends with Trump.
Yeah.
But he's helping black people still.
But then again, he's also part of the black people are rejecting him just because of that.
And he's also a bloody idiot, lah. But that's besides the point. You know what I mean? But correct.
Like he's still like, it's like just because he's associated with someone, but you don't see what they are doing for the community. And people, I think, often judge something based on based on the surface level, and they quick to judge. And I think that is a big problem nowadays. It's like people are just jumping on something just on the surface. Oh, this is wrong, and people are like, one fellow say, oh yeah, that's wrong. Other people, yeah, that's wrong.
It's the herd mentality, when it comes to like these kind of things.
It's everyone, like the internet has made it very easy for people to just have a knee-jerk reaction and not have to take accountability for anything that they say.
But how do you stop that knee-jerk kind of thing? Will it escalate to something more than a knee-jerk, or will it actually go down or something?
Yeah, we can see we can see it happening with the cancel culture. What I'm not saying all of it is wrong, but there's so many parts of it where, like, the moment somebody does something that someone doesn't agree with, immediately, cancel. You know what I mean? That's a knee-jerk reaction. Like this whole Mira Filza thing, calling it appropriation, was a knee-jerk reaction. That's why I don't like that term, because it's a knee-jerk word.
It's a cultural damage when it comes to these kind of things.
Yeah. Whether it can stop or not, no lah, of course not. No, the internet is free, which we have to take the good and the bad with it lah.
So there's no part of minimizing the cultural damage.
No, of course not. Of course not. All we can do is just to be educated and be aware enough to navigate it. That's it.
I feel very pity for the newer generation, man.
Right?
It's like our generation can make mistakes. The new generation cannot afford to make any mistakes. One mistake, that's it, gone. Depression, anxiety, they be constantly living in fear, you know.
That's why the fact that the one I didn't understand was the transition between our generation to the new generation. That transition made we were confused at one point. We're like, what the fuck is right? What the fuck is wrong? The transition period was one of the most difficult things for content creators or producers.
We live in the current generation where we live, like, it's so scary to even give out an opinion, right? And one opinion can fuck you up. Like what the girl who called out the Mira Filza, like the group of Malay people came and fucked her up, and all she did was just give an opinion.
So where do you draw the line of cyberbullying when it comes to that?
Yo, Keren.
Oh no, Vikar. So like you, with the visibility that you have, right, and the exposure that you have, based on what you said, how many times, let's say during a week or whatever, or like even before you put out something or you say something, how many times do you actually have to sit back and think, should I say this or not?
A lot of times.
I'll be very honest with you, he doesn't.
I don't. For me, if what's in my mind, I just say it. Like, I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't matter to me.
But in the back of your mind, like, do you have that awareness of this is going to cause some issue?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes because I know for a fact it's gonna cause some sort of discussions or like some kind of reaction out of it. I purposely do it and just to see the reaction. What would people think about stuff like that?
Okay. Does having that thought of people are going to say something, does it ever have any bearing on your creative output?
It definitely has. Like, even like the content that I'm making right now, it helps in a way where these people, when you post out something, right, when I always say like people who talk shit about something, when people have opinion on something, that can elevate that. For me, I do it for marketing. I'll be straight up, I'll be honest.
So your route is bad. There's no such thing as bad marketing. Your route lah.
It's just I do it for marketing. Like I know for a fact that it would work. Like people would.
Would it if I were to say Vikar online versus Vikar in person are two different people, would that be fair to say?
That's not true actually. Whatever
No,
I
huh?
say, I don't fake an opinion.
What just happened, lah?
Okay. That's
That's why you
good.
got shocked.
Good.
Full got too much shock already.
You got shot.
Okay,
like I said,
it's the same thing if for you, Kevin. If like Kevin on stage is different rather than Kevin on off stage.
No, generally no. Like
You-
me on stage, whatever I say is what I feel, what I think. I mean, a joke is a joke, you know. Like I've done a joke about dinosaur before. Like obviously I'm not an actual dinosaur, lah. You know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But is there some kind of jokes that people find like in Malaysia offensive, but other country doesn't find it. They don't find it offensive when it comes to other
I
country.
think it's the other way around, bro. When I went to LA and I performed there and I did some Malaysian related material, they found it more shocking than people here. Like I went there and I talked about how Malaysian parents beat children and they were like, ooh. Like for them, that was honestly, if you're talking about like the things we can talk about, to be very honest, I think we in Asia, we are in a better place in the Western world. Like they are so negatively politically correct is insane. Like
Is it because the way they grew up or the way they cultured or like what is wrong?
It's the climate now. It's the climate now. Everything is you have to be careful to the point where they don't let anybody say anything. Like there is no. It's so hard to have discourse. You know, at least in Malaysia or in Asia, we all still can sort of talk freely. You know what I mean?
So how are the like Jiven was saying, the future generation, how are they going to live with it? Because every small problem will lead to something bigger like depression, anxiety, those kind of things. Like how are we going to take care of those kind of things and all when it comes to
I don't care. I don't care about it.
I think personally, I think it's like it's just educating kids on how to behave online. Like online is a platform where you have to be. It's no more like last time, where we just went to have fun, but now it's become a necessity in life. So I think we have to teach the future generation kids on how to use it like in a way where your life doesn't depend on it too much. You don't get affected by it too much. And it's very hard for the future generation. Generally, I wouldn't know how to do it, and I don't think so anyone would know how to do it.
Okay, supposedly there is a way that means you're like such like the cyber crime kind of division. They are watching you every single way. Every single time you're online, they're watching you what you're doing. Is that a proper way to do it or what? Because that's what's happening in few other countries.
No,
so just imagine if they are actually watching you, they're monitoring or what you're doing and all. It's actually a good thing, but they censor things that might affect a people's mind. They censor things like something relating to suicide, something like that. But how is that like?
I think that's wrong is because there's invasion of privacy.
Yeah,
you cannot do that. But as a parent, what you can do is have that educate your children basically. You only can, but I don't think so. Like whatever they face and growing up in a new generation, I don't think so. As a parent, like I don't know how to live. Like I became a parent to a kid now.
That's the problem. The problem now is kids are not getting slapped.
You cannot slap a kid nowadays.
I know. That's the problem, and you see how so easily people get offended over things because it's just everything's given. Like there was this song yesterday I shared. It says that like back then when we were kids, let's say we joined sports and all right, we only get trophies when we win. Now there's like participation with the fact that you join. Get, like you are awarded with something. They don't have that feeling of like, oh, I lost. I must do something to and I feel like that's the reason why like a lot of these younger kids are so easy. We call it snowflakes, right? Is that what snowflakes is? Where they they are snowflakes because of that. They cannot accept like, fuck, I'm not willing in this.
Yeah, they always in their shell, the kind of things lah.
Which is why I feel we really shouldn't care about the younger generation. Let them die. I feel we should any child born from now onwards, we should straight away out of like in the delivery room just give them COVID.
Are you planning to become a dad soon? Like anytime soon in the future? Are you planning to get to be a dad? 100%.
100%.
Why? Please don't. I'm scared for the baby.
Any children I have will be psychopaths, and they will be leaders of companies and countries. Okay. So this is the type of
goes well.
Yeah, this is the type of crazy mentality you need to get into this world. You know what I mean? No?
Yeah. But what I was talking about just now, so I forgot today. Now
it's your show, lah, idiot.
The fact that Kevin, the mental image of fact that Kevin having a kid is disturbing today. So I forgot.
But I just want to say
why are you imagining that?
The online the online personality versus the offline personality. I think in terms of followers, I think I'm more careful online than anyone here.
It's a pussy.
You're a sellout lah. You're basically a sellout lah. A sellout. Say Jiven Sekar. I'm Jiven Sekar and I'm a sellout.
You could say that, but I would prefer. I would say it's because I think the content that I do, I generally try to make it to the mass market. I'm trying my best to go to the mass market.
So you're telling that.
I'm in.
No, but at least you are honest about it. That's what. Respect.
It's like I don't mind. It's because I know if I want Indians to appear in more films, but in order for me to do that, I have to I think me and Vikar had this conversation. If I make a Malay short film right now, I will blow up. But I refuse to make it because I still want to make Malaysian short films.
Yeah,
and I'm still making it.
And that is very respectful, unlike Pritu, who says he's a big deal, but then he doesn't do jack shit.
Hey, I do a lot of things, okay? Like, I raise awareness for a lot of things in life.
No. Like whatever you're doing, every one of our phones has an app for it, so you need to shut up.
Hey, no. I like a lot of people. Tell me anyone. Okay, does anyone goes to the weather app in their phone? No.
It's just there. It shows.
People can see.
People log in Twitter. The first thing you get in the morning, you go on Twitter, you see my tweet. Oh,
my
okay, I know the weather now.
Idiot. My phone literally shows it.
No, your phone shows a specific. I tell you the broad detail about things. You think about that.
Not broad detail. It's like the bare minimum.
That's all you need to know. It's hot. Okay, it's hot. It's raining. Oh, okay, it's raining. That's all you need to know in life, you know?
No. I knew it already when I got up. I have skin. I have working skin.
I think you should have a podcast where everyone just roasts you, you know.
Why?
Can we do that, please?
I'm a poor kid, you know. I'm a poor.
You know why you poor?
Nice guy.
You don't work.
Yeah. Hey, I work. Okay. I work. Okay, that's why I don't work. So I'm unemployed.
Yeah.
Okay, so
we know.
Hey, how many people are watching this show actually?
I was about to ask.
There's 15 people watching.
Why?
Hey, people watch because of the information I give. Okay, not
whoever is watching, you are wasting your Sunday night.
Hey, no, it's a productive Sunday night. They see our face before they sleep, you know.
Y'all could be watching something, getting laid, eating. No, y'all are watching.
No, that's the dedication. That's how good my information is, you know.
What information?
The whatever.
I 100% guarantee you nobody is here for you. They're all here for Vikar.
Hey, they here for me. They here for me.
100% guarantee you nobody is here for you, Apito.
So that's why I'm telling you, I'm taking the long route.
I will bet you 3 ringgit nobody is here for you.
No, that's why I'm telling you, I'm taking the long route to things, you know. Slowly build up, not become a sellout, you know, like yourself. And
bro, people who take long route usually reach the destination, you know. What are you doing?
On the way to destination. On the way to destination.
Yeah, Malaysian lah, on the way, macam, on the way.
On the way to destination.
The roast of Pritu.
Like Jiven, you say you told you admitted that you were sellout and all. Like so
Wow.
so like when Kevin was telling like Indian people don't get opportunity like
Jiven,
like
are you
that,
rolling? Are you rolling something?
No, I don't smoke.
Okay, no, because you were making hand motions like you were rolling something. I was a bit.
Not everyone's like you, like Kevin, not everyone's like
I
you,
also don't. Okay, I'm old already now. I don't need that crap.
If only Indian people stop drinking and doing drugs so much, I feel like we'll go somewhere else.
Okay, kick him out of the chat. He's being offensive to my culture.
Being offensive. Yeah, okay. Back to the one I wanted to ask. So, like Jiven, like you told you work for the system. It's instead like creating Malay content and all. So, like, where do you leave the Indian people? How do Indian people get jobs when there's more people going to the system like that?
I think you have to understand that the start I used to be a huge sellout because I wanted to make content similar to Genie Boy, the Ming thing, and so I think everyone here knows that I went to that route where I wanted to make those kind of films, and then somewhere along I realized that I just want to make more films that I want to talk about, but I want it to appeal to mass market. I want to sell it to the general audience. So how do I do that? And that's what I was figuring out. How do I make it my story at the same time appeal to bigger audience? And I did it with Haika and my stepmom, and when I did for Kamal Rajesh, I realized that the market I haven't reached the platform to bring people in to accept this anymore. Like people were accepting of it, like Twitter loved it so much, but I feel like the general bigger audience didn't love it. Didn't grasp on it, and it's because the thing. And I think I have to make more of films that are more general in order for me to make more content of Kamal Rajesh to reach more people. And unfortunately, that I have learned that, and I think I'll do that until I come to a position where I can make something like Kamal Rajesh and not lose out so much.
Until you get to a point where you don't feel like you need to do that anymore, right?
Yeah.
So you build up your connection until you then you stay true to your whatever you want to do, lah.
Yeah, but not to say I will change so much. It's like more like, okay, let's say this story is like my stepmom and I could make it an Indian family, but I instead made it a Malay family with an Indian husband.
But then again, when it comes to views, like eventually you say you will change into something that you like the process of you climbing up that and people knowing you for that kind of things. Don't you think like when you change your style, people will be, hey, why you doing something differently now? Like this is something what I liked previously.
I don't think so. I would change it so much in terms of now itself. I'm trying to have so much balance on it. So when suddenly this part goes up, people don't feel so much shocked. But I feel like Kamal Rajesh, I went so high to the point like everyone was like there was so little representation of other cultures, and it's so high in one culture. It didn't really grasp the attention of the YouTube community that watch my videos. So I feel like once I balance it slowly, then I'll slowly increase this. I will slowly guide them to it. But as far as I know, if I have a choice, I will go to I will appeal to the mass market, but still have the structure of it will be still mine, but the fluff will be still like it'll be concealed on other people to the mass market.
I think most importantly, Jiven, what you need to do is you should tell Preetu to not tell you what the hell to do. You know what I mean? Ask him to shut his mouth.
I just asking. See what is what.
No,
I need to know. You know. I need to know. I need to know.
Who the hell is Preetu to tell you what to do? You know what I mean or not?
You don't know who I am.
Hey, you don't talk, okay? People are talking. Shut up, don't interrupt.
Is it the same as that comedy when it comes to that kind of sense?
Like what?
Like being like the sellout and the non-sellout. Where are they and where are they now? And those kind of things.
For stand-up comedy is a little bit different, I guess. I mean, it's we can tell when a comic is on stage and they're doing hacky jokes. When I say hacky, as in jokes that confirm lah. These are jokes that it's going to pander to the audience.
Jokes that will work lah.
It's very low hanging fruit. You know what I mean? Which is whatever, and like literally anybody could do it.
Oh, okay.
Versus jokes that are properly written, properly crafted. It's something that only that specific comedian could do. So again, it's not right or wrong, lah, bro. It's you do what you can do well.
It's just who are you as a person, lah.
If what you can do well is that, then go for it. If you have a reason for doing it, good for you. I don't personally feel whether it's like it's right or wrong, but when it comes to stand-up comedy, this is my own opinion. I feel that when I see a comic doing something that is really hacky, I'm like, I mean, my brain goes, come on, lah, don't tell me you couldn't have written something better. That's it. And I feel like, fine, whatever lah.
But don't you think they are doing that because they're staying in a safe zone? They are staying. They're playing it safe.
Maybe it could be a number of reasons. It could be it could also literally just be that they aren't a good enough writer. It also could be because they are staying in a safe zone. It could be because, even like what Jiven said, maybe they want to do this now to the point where they don't have to do it anymore. It could be a number of things. It's just that again, different people got different tastes. I prefer things that I can see someone put their work into. Like a lot of open mic comics shit. Like, they're really bad. Right? And all of us were really bad when we started. But even then also, I can recognize some new fellas coming in who
naturally talented.
No. I'm not talking about natural talent. I'm talking about putting in the work, in the craft. Okay. Like, I can tell, like, that fella sat down for the past 2 weeks and wrote this joke and edited it and tried it and all that. Whether it works or not, different story. I can see that, okay, you know what? This person is doing the work. Like,
how do you recognize those kind of process and all when they are telling a joke?
I think as with anything, I think the longer you do something, you get a better understanding of how something works. It's hard to explain. Like, I can tell when a joke is properly written versus something that's like taken off online, or they just thought of it.
Is that been happening a lot? Like, people stealing jokes from online or from
it happens. It happens. Especially among people who come and try stand up for the first time, and they they know they got 3 minutes, and then they come there and then they do internet jokes, which depends on who the host is. If it's this fella, then that fella's going to get his asshole ripped apart lah.
But like, when it comes to professional stand-up comedy, like, because I don't see any governing bodies taken care of. Like, you can't copyright any jokes, or is it such copyright jokes?
No, it doesn't work like that.
It's can copy any other jokes, or
it's sort of a self-governing thing. Like, if you come up through the scene of whatever region you are, then the hope is that there would be people to check you lah. If you steal someone's jokes, or if you use jokes that are not yours. But there are instances of comics doing stolen jokes, and even really like internationally known comedians who still do who still steal jokes or do internet jokes. It happens. There's no governing body. We can't 100% stop it, but I mean, it is what it is, like,
But do you think it should be stopped? Like, because, like,
obviously,
music, like for music, you have like all the licensing and all the trademarkings, all that bullshit, and like,
I think
jokes.
Okay, so there was I don't know what happened. There was supposed to be a court case with the Conan O'Brien show, right?
Okay.
Where Conan did a joke, but someone who tweeted that joke or who said that joke came and then said that, hey, Conan stole my joke. So there was supposed to be a court case, which I was very interested in seeing how it went, because that would have really important consequences on what's the term we're looking for? No, for intellectual property.
Okay.
When it comes to jokes, but nothing happened. Like, I don't know. It didn't go to trial. I don't know what happened. I haven't heard anything about it. But yeah, lah. It's a very right now. You cannot stop anybody from
in a very
stealing jokes.
grey area lah.
Yeah, you can't stop anybody from stealing jokes. All you can do is give them shit for it, lah.
So it's basically it's like normal, like when I go to your stand-up comedy show and I see and you tell a story, and then like example for Vikar or Jiven, they'll take that story and make it a content. So there's nothing wrong.
There's
doing
nothing
it,
okay. There's nothing stopping them from doing it. But like, I mean, if you go and do it, then whoever is the host or whoever is in the scene who knows that, hey, wait a minute, that's Kiran's joke. Hey, wait a minute, that's Gajan's joke. Then they would come and tell you, lah, like, hey, don't do that. That's it's obvious you saw him doing it, and you know what I mean. There are certain things.
I think there's another way to go around it. You can always ask the person, hey, would it be cool if we could work together on this?
Oh, we do that all the time. We do that all the time. Like let's say I have a premise that is similar to another comedian's premise. I will go and say, hey, bro, my joke is this. But the premise is the same as yours. Is it okay if I use it or not? You know, and then it's up to them. If they say it's not okay, if it's too similar, fine. I will completely abandon the joke. There's been a few times where like I've done a joke and then
coincidental kind of thing lah.
Yes. Like I did a premise, then I saw another comic doing a premise which is very similar. I remember one or two instances where I didn't even talk to the comic. I just dropped my joke straight away because that comedian's joke was better than mine.
Oh, okay.
You know, like Harith did that for one of my jokes also, actually. Like he had a joke about Bruno Mars. This was years back. Okay. And then I never heard the joke. I did a Bruno Mars joke, and then I got off stage, and then someone told me like, "Hey, Keren, that's Harith's joke, you know. You better go and talk to him." I said, yeah, shit. Like it took me like 2 months to write that joke.
Oh, so did you actually go and talk to him? And or no?
I did. He was there at that show where I did it. So I went and talked to him, and Harith looked at me and said like, bro, it's fine. Like the way you go with it, it's better. Go for it. I'm like, okay.
So when it comes to like production, Jiven and Vikar, like when it comes to those kind of things, when it comes to copying and all, how do you go by it? When
I go and take a beer and come back.
Okay. Like how do you all go by it? Like, no.
The way I go about it is because I think my content is very different from Vikar's content, like in terms of what I'm doing now. So the way I go about it is prone to be things being copied, but I will always take like, this is my own version of it. I won't copy it 100%, but I'll still give credit to the person who did it first. But I would still I would say this is inspired by this. You know, like the behind is like when even like Cocaine Puppy, when I did it, I said this scene was inspired by Harry Potter, but this scene was inspired by Thriller, Michael Jackson. I would say it because it's very normal to get inspired by it, but I wouldn't copy it frame to frame. I will say, okay, this is the premise. I will take the premise and I have my own spin to it. Like what Keren said. I will do that.
Essentially, at the end of the day, when it comes to content, it is what you see. Like you
have to open the
just come up with
camera, right?
Asa, this is the typical Indian beer. Like,
that's why. Asahi is more.
No, it's Asahi, bro. I'm half Indian, half Japanese.
So like I was saying, like content, like every content creators, I'm pretty sure like the big ones, so they get ideas based on watching other people's stuff. It's inspiration. Like let's say if you watch a movie, right? You watch a movie and then you see a scene, and then you're like, this shit's so good. And then like what Jiven was saying as well, you take it and make it like your style as well. Like for me, like there was one, I don't know, this Joyner Lucas song, if I'm not racist. I really like that concept. Right? It's not exactly the idea, it's the concept that you want to, be inspired and take a little bit here and there. And as a content creators, I feel like it's important for you to like address that this is inspired by, like usually for me at least, if a content is purely the concept is inspired by one particular like artist or video or whatnot, I would put it in the description box as well. This is inspired by so and so. And I think that's because I don't think there's actual law for you to like, there's no police to come and say, you copy this content. It's so hard for you to. How do you stop?
It's a very broad area to.
Yeah, so it's like a gentleman rule lah. If you inspired by someone, or if you copy, so just fucking say like this is copied from, right?
Yeah,
But nobody, I've never met any content creator who cow 100% copy, right?
Yeah.
I don't think content creators like that would even.
They copy the concept, but not the details lah. That's how.
At the end of the day, the concept is how much you can do, right? So everything has already been done. Yeah. You cannot. Everything is everywhere. Yeah. You can't say that. You know what I mean?
A lot of us in the things that we create, it's all influenced by the people who have come before us. You know, we cannot escape that. We cannot say that, oh, what I'm doing is 100% original. You know what I mean?
It's always been inspired by previously content,
which there's nothing wrong with it. You know, like Vikar said, if you see something like I've got ideas of like films and stuff that I want to do, which has been inspired by directors that I admire, I will definitely put in there, like, you know, inspired by that. Or you don't even have to put that if it's obviously an homage, you know. But if you see somebody blatantly ripping something off, then I think the fella's gonna get it lah.
But when it comes to, if you copy another person's concept, let's say I copy Jiven's concept, like to come out Rajesh, and I make more profit than you, Jiven, like it's for like a 50% increase. Would you be happy with the fact that like, okay, another person appreciating my content and he's profiting, so good for him? Or would you rather be like, oh, he's copying my content and he's making more money, like I should go sue him?
I wouldn't care if he takes. I wouldn't care if he takes my video and rips it and he uploads it and he makes more money. Then I'll be damn pissed lah.
Okay. This one is making their own content.
But if they put their own effort in, they shoot it, they change the story a bit, they made it better for whatever reason, they like, just even they copy 100%, I'm okay with it. Is because at the end of the day, my video inspired someone. At the end of the day, for me, it's like in YouTube, I generally don't make anything out of it. So I'm just making it for my own reason. Is I want to practice how to make it. So if they want to practice how to make it, I honestly believe that sometimes in order to learn something, you have to copy it frame by frame to know how it was done. And I think that's one way to learn things. And if they want to learn it that way, it's fine. As long as they give credit, I'm fine. If they don't give credit, I'll just message them, hey bro, I feel like you copy it. Or I'll have a conversation like, dude, it's very similar. Let's work on something together. You know, some way I'll work on it. But I always feel like copying is one of those, I feel when you copy something, you learn how it was created. Especially I think in production, like you learn how, in jokes I wouldn't know. But in terms of production, if you copy it exactly, if you recreate the same frame, you're good, like you know how to recreate it.
And then eventually
you got any
your own style.
You got any role upcoming for a balding 33-year-old Kotafla or not?
Got a lot.
Hey, let me know lah. I'm very cheap.
You do know I don't pay, right?
Of course, you're Indian lah. I know.
You really think all of us would actually pay for you? We just give you one set of nasi lemak, you can only.
You don't talk. You stay in your house. You are looking at your phone every day. Who's gonna call me? Who's gonna call me? Shut up.
Hey yo.
But that's that. Like you know, like it's sad where like, especially when race is involved, right? Like, and I notice this quite a lot as well. Like if you see, like for example, like if a white rapper comes, right? When a new white rapper comes, first thing people are like, oh, you copy Eminem. Like it's you cannot run away from it. You just have to keep doing it
all the time.
That's true. I mean, what do you mean? I do it all the time.
You do like, oh, this look Eminem style. First got Eminem style.
That's true.
That's true.
But
everything is influenced. But everything is influenced by everything else. You know what I mean? Like blues influence rock and roll, influence rhythm and blues, influence hip hop, and then non-black people started doing hip hop, and then even stand-up comedy. So it's an American art form. It's a British art form. It's everything influences everything else, which is how it should be.
So
right,
where do you draw the line of?
There's no, you don't need to, like, even like in Malaysia, like this whole Sugu Pavitra thing. Before this, you've never seen any, like Malay Indian cooking and all. Now you see a bunch of them because it has created the path has been there, right? And then you just follow. You will, regardless, people will say, "Oh, copy." Then like eventually, they're like, fuck it. And then slowly you'll see, like, you will form your own identity out of it, right? Like for me, when I first started, you copy Superwoman, you copy just because I was brown. I feel like it's a normal thing, and that's that lah about with this whole so-called.
It's just the part where the transition where you're developing your own style and you're copying
slowly you'll find your own style lah. That's how everyone does it.
The most important thing is your own spin in it, your voice,
your own perspective.
How do you make it your own?
Yeah. Like Jiven's one, if you see, it's all videos, all like fucking Genie Boy shit. I'm like, what the fuck you doing?
No, it is true. I did look up to Genie Boy and the Ming thing, and I did try to recreate what they were doing. And I will be very honest, I did. But only eventually later on, I figure out like, how do I tell my own story and create my own style? And I feel like now I have created my own style. I know for a fact. Now I know, even though I feel for mass market, I know for a fact that the topics that I talk about wouldn't be the topics that Genie Boy or the Ming thing will talk about. They wouldn't do Kamal Rajesh. They wouldn't talk about coming out gay sex. And they wouldn't talk about interracial marriage. They wouldn't talk about my parents' relationship. They wouldn't talk about all this. But I would. So I think that's where I bring my own identity.
Vic, where your identity came from, lah? This one I want to know.
My identity is all over the place. For a while, like for 1 year, I'd be inspired by like 1 year I was inspired by Casey Neistat. Right? So my blog was Casey Neistat stuff. It's just changes. Like for like when I was inspired by Superwoman, so when I first started, I was inspired by Peter Chow, I was inspired by David So those elements, huh?
Nigga Higa.
Yeah, nigga, you cannot say, can you say the word nigga higa? Nobody knows.
That's his YouTube name.
It's his name. So,
but like, yeah, so like different some like, but for me, like Eminem has always been like the inspiration. Then you see the elements of how he's vocal about everything, that I'm inspired by that. That's what I feel like I put in my shit that I do as well. Right?
What's your favorite Eminem song?
People say Eminem and I rap like sort of the same, but I disagree. But it's always there.
This one a bit too much, right?
What's your favorite Eminem song?
I think my
Choose
most
one. Yeah.
I think my most favorite Eminem song would be so fucking hard to choose, but I think for now would be Brain Damage.
Nice.
From his Slim Shady LP. Fucking good. Like I like the shit. Yeah.
When it comes to comedy, how is the copying thing? You can't simply copy other people as well when it comes to comedy, because you can't bluntly say it, or you can't even say the premise about it unless you got to talk about it with the other comedian. So
I
how
think
do you
it can. There's been a few times where the comic before me does a joke, and the joke is about premise ABC, right? I go up. I don't know that person is going to do that joke. I've never heard it before. So let's say I also have a similar premise, but where I go with it is different. You know what I mean? That's fine. As long as I am not saying the same things that comedian is saying, as long as I'm not doing the same punchlines that comedian is, and I've seen stuff like that happen and it's bad. But if you don't do that, then it's fine. Because there's been so many instances, bro. Like I've had an idea to do something, and then I'll watch a stand-up, and then some stand-up in US would have done the same premise. I'm like, oh, okay. Or it happens.
Called out? Do you get called out?
If you make it your own, if it's your own thing, it's fine. It's fine as long as it's different enough. As long as when you tell the joke, the audience knows, oh, that's a Pritu joke, that's a Keren joke, that's a Jiven joke, that's a Vikar joke, it's fine. You know what I mean?
I think in terms of copying, right? When you say about copying, the one industry that has the most issues with this is the music industry, which you should know about. I feel like in terms of beat, there's always people like, because they purchase the beat from somewhere and then they make songs, suddenly there's so many songs might sound similar to one another because of beat budget. So you should know in terms of copying. How do you guys go around with it?
When it comes to this kind of thing, because as time progresses, even music, you can't, every single sound you are getting from someone, so there's no such thing as copying also. And we use that sound, like when it comes to Indian music, it's like Ilayaraja songs, he has copyrighted that whole of it, every of his songs. Like you cannot use his song unless you pay him a certain amount. So he has done a music licensing with Sony, telling that, you know what, if anybody want to use my song, you got to pay me. So like that's when the copyright came when it comes to music in the industry. Money change a lot of things when it comes to, like, you, let's say like you copy my style, and that the other one is making more money from out of it. So that's why I want to license it. So you got to pay me for whatever profit from that, a certain percent to me. So that's when the whole profiting comes, when the whole licensing came out from.
Okay, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about this very simple thing. Jason Derulo, I think he took one of the TikTok beat and he made a song out of it, right? And he's getting sued for it, right?
Yeah.
He is?
He's getting sued for it.
Just because the same reason he created that song, became famous because of him. He has more profit because basically they just want to sue him just because of they want a certain percentage of it. But nevertheless, that song wouldn't be famous as famous as it is because without Jason Derulo. So that's the counter part when a lot of people telling also.
Do you all know what the legal background for the whole thing is? Like the song that he used, was it actually copyrighted? Like, does TikTok even have copyright laws?
No,
does it even apply like that?
I don't think so. TikTok has the copyright issue thing. You can use whatever songs you want. So this, what happened was, so the beat has been there for a very long time. People have been using beat. Then this guy, I think it's a European country, and Jason Derulo literally took that music, made it into a song without. The issue is without consulting him, without telling him, hey, I'm going to use your song. Like he didn't make a deal. He literally just took the song, made it a song, and got all the money. So eventually eventually the fella got, hey, what the fuck? And he didn't. People did it. People start tagging the other guy, telling like Jason Derulo did something wrong, and this, and a lot of people were representing him for the court case and all. But I don't know how it ended up. But yeah.
Usually people only start this thing, not the fellas.
Yeah, it's not other people. Yeah. It's a herd mentality when it comes to people like Keren.
So you go copy any song or not? I mean, I feel all the songs copy right now.
I mean, I remember I blunted I sample a lot of projects because I
sample, nicer word to say copy.
Yeah, nicer way. I sample a lot of things because
you sample Cassie instead.
like you say, like I got my inspiration a lot of different kind of music. Like for me, I cannot bluntly just sit down on a computer and make music. I need to have inspiration. So I go listen to songs, and then if I like a certain part of a song, I'll take that certain part of the song. I'll take another certain part of the song, and put my element in it. It's my element. It's make your own song lah. You may call it whatever you want, but it's when you put your element inside, it's your song. So that's what makes a lot of songs different when it comes to music lah.
So what's the difference between a remix and an original composition, like you said?
Remix is basically bluntly taking out like 80% of the music and putting like a minimal percentage of your own art to it, and just remix and literally taking the whole song lah. That's a remix already. So yeah, like all tired today, like don't know how to talk today. Kevin, what are you doing, Kevin?
No lah, you all are running some nonsense there. I'm just on my phone.
I'm talking facts. See, on
nobody
the phone.
cares about what you have to say lah. You need to understand this. How old are you?
I'm 25.
You have no right to say anything. You're barely a human.
I am a human, okay?
No, you are not. You are barely a human. Okay, the human brain finishes developing after the age of 25 only. So you shut up.
Do you have facts about that or not?
Yes.
No, you don't have facts about that.
Yes, I do.
I saw that. So watch this movie called Lucy.
Yeah, it's a scientific fact. That Lucy movie is a stupid bloody.
Yeah, okay? That movie is a bit stupid actually.
Pritu, all your opinions only matter next year, not this year.
That fact was in.
When's your birthday? When's your birthday?
Me.
After May next year only you come and talk. Otherwise, you don't
No,
talk.
that fact was under the influence of alcohol, so it doesn't care. It's not valid.
Hey, alcohol brings out the truth, lah, bro.
Alcohol is one of the worst drugs ever. Alcohol is like one of the worst things ever.
Song,
created by humans.
kick yerude. உண்மையெல்லாம் சொல்ல தோணுதே.
So, Keren, you drink every day? Is it like every night you drink? Do you have like
I
night
try
session?
to lah. Not
don't
not
you think
every
like alcohol?
day. Today was like I've been working the whole week. I've been doing work. I was very tired, so I went out, had a drink, did my writing, came back, continued drinking. I just want.
But don't you think alcohol is like one of the worst drugs invented?
Hey, you don't talk. You drink like an asshole. Also.
I don't drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, shut up, you bloody idiot. This
drink
Pritu fella, I remember the one time I walked into a club where this idiot was spinning there. The fella took the bottle and poured it down my throat.
That's how I care as you as a friend, you know.
You bloody idiot. You got the bottle free, also shut up, bloody
idiot. But honestly, as time progresses, I believe like alcohol is one of the worst thing that man actually created. But look,
good for you.
No, look, alcohol makes things.
I'm happy that you think so. You know why? So that if you don't buy alcohol, there'll be more alcohol for me to drink. Okay?
But alcohol brings out the worst in a person. You know, look at you. You're angry.
I don't care as long as I get to drink. Okay? It doesn't matter.
Okay. It's quite difficult.
All the people who cause problems when they drink alcohol are idiots who are too weak to handle alcohol anyway.
So you are telling that you are too strong for alcohol, you can control it.
I'm a tanker, bro. I've been drinking since 2 o'clock earlier. I'm not even drunk yet. You understand?
So have there been any situation where you're like blacked out drunk as in like you can't control yourself?
God.
Like what do you become angry, or do you like what do you do?
See, I don't remember.
Okay, let me ask, what is your worst alcohol experience?
Worse. Okay,
wait,
not.
We go around. Okay, Pritu, you start first.
Yeah, I don't have a bad alcohol thing because I don't drink. Alcohol is bad for health. I don't condone drinking.
Who's a sellout now? Huh?
I don't condone drinking.
Yeah. Why, Pritu, you're trying to get the halal chop, is it, idiot?
Yeah, alcohol is like not very safe, you know, for people.
Yes,
Okay. Vikar, you?
Mavane, the next time I see you, Pritu, anywhere you drink, you have a bottle in your hand.
I'm not scared because I don't drink and do kind of things and all.
Bro, the pay addies are going to come to you. I'm telling you, you wait.
I've seen you drink.
Yeah. No.
This was talking like this now. Never mind. Because now we cannot go to clubs also, so it's safe. The moment everything opens, we go to the club. This idiot will be spitting there. He'll drink something free that someone gave, right? Because the cheap Indian bastard, he won't buy.
I've never paid for alcohol in my life.
That's it. If I see him do that, Jiven, trust me, one flying kick will come. I'm telling you. And my lower back is very bad. I will still flying kick you. I don't care if I'm in pain.
So alcohol is bad for you. See, this is what alcohol does to you. You become angry and you hurt other people. You see?
No. I am only angry at you. That's all. Nobody else.
So you tell me what's your worst alcohol experience? I want to know.
I won't say. I don't know if it's worse, but it's strange. I remember I was studying in Sydney, and me and my friend, we got super blasted. Right? Drinking because we won a pub quiz. And then we started playing pool there. And then there were 2 girls who joined us also. So we played with them. There were 2 other guys who tried to encroach.
Try to muscle.
But they were being very harassy to the girls, right? So me and my friend, we tried to push them aside, don't lie and all that. The more we did that, the more aggressive they got. So me and my friend, we were drunk. Long story short, we ended up breaking the pool cue on them.
Hey, that like you missed out of this much of story, you know. From here, it went like that. Suddenly,
it went to 0 to 100 like damn fast.
I mean, it escalated a bit quickly, lah. Yeah, I won't lie.
See, this is why the alcohol is bad for you.
No, bro. If it wasn't for the alcohol, we wouldn't have been able to keep those women safe.
It's. Continue.
I don't want to say. I don't want to say.
Continue.
Remember, I'm a sellout, so I don't want to say. I tell you personally.
But that time when you were in Sydney, it was marijuana was illegal there, or legal that time. At the time when you were in Australia.
I have never been to a place where they say marijuana is illegal, and it doesn't look like it's legal. Okay.
Like after Australia, they always smoke openly in those countries.
Bro, every country in the world they will say only it's illegal. Everyone I knew was smoking it, so I don't know what the hell. I mean, okay, I know Australia, certain states it's decriminalized.
Yeah.
Like
so it's medicine purposes, yeah.
In Canberra, which is the capital, where the capital is, every citizen can own one marijuana plant.
One household.
Yeah.
So during that time when you were studying in Sydney.
Yeah.
So like how was the life there? What was people actually was like people smoking more than drinking or drinking more than smoking?
No, Australia is a huge drinking culture. Huge.
Oh, so when it comes to marijuana,
they did both. But like drinking culture is very big. Because everything there closes at like 10, 11.
So
right? Got nothing else to do. People finish work, drink. Finish class, drink, go back home. Sometimes go back home, house party, drink some more.
So was the lifestyle from here to there was different or like?
For me, the only thing different was that because I mean, as a Malaysian, I feel very weird being in any place where I cannot simply go out of my house and eat lah. You know, it's the food. It's the availability of food more than anything else.
So you just want your food like your nasi lemak lah, your 4 a.m. nasi lemak.
Exactly, bro. Which even now also cannot, right? Everything closes at 12 right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the now we just imagine for us just for 1 year our life just changed drastically. Like from 12 everything 12 o'clock it just closed.
Even if I wanted to order something on Grab now, I cannot, right? At this hour.
I'm actually trying to convince my sister to buy now.
It's I think 12 o'clock. Some restaurants they close at 12. I remember ordering at 11:45 and all.
Because if not, I'm going to order something because I'm super hungry.
By 11:30 you have to order.
I heard some 11:45. 11:45 last order.
This is your hard-hitting content, bro.
Yeah,
4 Indians trying to order food on Grab.
I'm legit texting my sister and asking her.
But imagine that's the new norm lah.
See, Grab is asking me what am I craving. I'm going to put everything.
You put vegetarian. Eat something vegetarian. Eat something vegetarian today.
I'll slap your stupid face.
Have you eaten something vegetarian or not?
Of course, bro. Yesterday was Vinayaga Sagati. I was vegetarian yesterday, like idiot.
Can you go for another 2 more days? 1 more day?
Can but why?
For health reasons.
No, that's not a good enough reason.
This is how you lose your hair, because eating too much meat and all.
No, I lost my hair because of genetics. You very uneducated idiot.
It could be eating meat all, See, that also. See, everything. So just go vegetarian for 1 month.
You give me one good reason why I should do it. One good reason.
For experimental purposes lah.
That's not a good enough reason. No need. I got nothing. I got nothing to experiment for. I'm fine. The results came back from the lab. Meat tastes good. What else?
Did you? Okay, you need to watch the documentary about the meat eating thing lah.
I saw already. You know what happens? I get hungry.
What happened? But don't you think the facts were actually quite convincing?
Oh, the facts were great, bro. I agree with everything they said there, but also I get very hungry.
It's just the personal preferences lah.
No lah, bro. I just like eating animals.
Okay, like I think we shall call it night since everybody's going to order food now.
No. But there's only 3 things available on Grab now. I cannot eat anything already. I'm gonna go and make a Milo and sleep.
You know, I just realized I have a shoot tomorrow. I forgot.
What time?
Good day. 10 o'clock, and ciao.
It's his shoot. You know,
Hey, okay.
you know,
With the MCU and the SOP and everything, how are you all organizing your shoots?
so if my shoot, I generally organize in a way where I have less than 20 people in set, and when they come in, we do temperature check lah, and they all have to wear masks if you go outdoor.
But
Are
do
your
do
shoots usually
people actually
quite
get
big, like
raided and
more
all?
than 20 people?
Yeah,
Okay.
mine are lah. Mine are. So you have to give 120 people, and also if we take any pictures or anything, generally try, like especially when you go, if you're shooting indoor, it's still fine. But the moment you go outdoor,
Outdoor.
you need to wear mask already.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
tomorrow should we have to wear mask already
So tomorrow
Yeah.
is for your production or Vikar's production?
because
Fine.
Okay.
But
So-
you got the
so-
shooting thing or not? The temperature shit.
I don't have.
Okay, no, I'll find it.
So if Bandai comes raid means what do you so shall we
If they raid me, they will fine Vika.
But if I get fined, we all pay together. Agree?
No, fuck. You're not even paying me a bit.
You saw this breading influencers. I tell you, Jiven, don't trust, huh? Don't trust
they'll throw you
influencers.
the back of the bus only. They'll take your ass to school only.
It's okay, you're asking something. I sorry, I cut you off just now.
No. I was saying, like, so for your shoot, like tomorrow, like SOP wise, MCO wise, has it been how has it been organizing production? Because I also want to do some stuff. I just don't know how to go about it.
This one I think is Jiven's thing, but for me, this is like my first time doing after a long time doing a sort of like a big production where there's like to me this is big. Okay, there's 15 people, 15 to like 7 people. To me, it's like a big production. It's like a music video thing. But like I think Jiven knows more about like this shit.
So depends lah. If you're shooting less than 10 people, it should be fine. But if you're shooting outdoor location from a house and everything, ask permission from the location. And it depends. Are you shooting for YouTube? Means it's still okay. You just have to be careful, wear mask, practice safe. There needs to be one person who is needs to be checking all the temperature and everything. Make sure everything is social distancing is maintained lah.
Pretty that one you do.
But other than that, if it's a client shoot, you need, if it's more than 20 people or 25 people and above, you need a safety officer.
Okay.
So the safety officer is
Is Pritu involved in the shoot tomorrow?
Pritu is the director.
Yeah,
Pritu
I'm
is
the
not
director.
the director.
I'm the
First of
director.
all,
Yeah,
Pritu is not the
I am the
director.
director.
Pritu
He's
is
the
the
safety
director.
officer.
I am the director for his
You kicked
latest
him out,
music video.
Wow,
Yeah,
Pritu, you want the big boy pants on, no?
Yeah,
Pritu is the
just-
safety
what did
officer tomorrow.
That's why they told. I got to take some responsibility up. That's why directing first music video and all.
Not
This is
bad.
my big project lah. This one.
Good. How many days?
So the shoot is
I-
3 days lah.
Okay. Go.
Yeah.
See, the director knows actually.
Yeah.
You simply
days.
tembak 3 days.
All planned already,
You
all
don't
planned
fucker,
already.
you don't
All
even know
planned
how
already.
many days. You simply tembak.
It's all planned already. So it's starting tomorrow, Monday to Wednesday. Like we should be done by.
Really, no respect at all. Yeah.
But it's true. It is 3 days.
It is. So I told you it's 3. I know. It is 3 days.
Hey,
It's
good
3
man.
days.
Good man. Good. Just make sure he doesn't give you all vegetarian food now for lunch.
No,
Hey,
food
all
or
fully
no.
vegetarian. Fully vegetarian. If I'm direct, fully vegetarian.
Kick him out. I'll direct
Okay.
for free. I'll do it.
Hey, Kira, I got a music video coming out, so you can act as the mama guy.
Okay lah. Okay.
Okay lah.
That
No.
hesitation. is not
Hey, just say
okay lah.
the whole it's like everyone that's appearing, all the boys are appearing are all mamas because the song is called Mama Rap.
Okay. Nice.
Are you using my platform to promote your song, is it?
You pay me again. Hey, you have no platform.
Fucker, how many people watching this?
Yeah, nobody knows you,
13 people
lah.
watching. 13 people watching. People
Okay,
still
I
watching.
13 people.
The only people who know you are the fellas working in Skull, and they also left already. They're not working there
Hey,
anymore.
they're still there, lah. They're still there, lah. They're still there.
Shut up, lah.
Fucker, you get so insulted like.
Like nobody respects Pritu, right? It's quite sad, sometimes.
Hey, no, I'm
No,
the.
it's how it should be.
I'm the spotlight of the party, People, so all the attention is on me. See, I'm winning. You all are talking about me. That's how it is.
You're getting triggered a bit. Calm down, relax.
This whole podcast, we can just ignore you and just talk to each other.
Yeah,
They don't.
and it would be better content,
They don't like that. I just want to be involved.
Oh no.
No, the fact that you have to ask for you to be involved in your own podcast shows how much respect.
That's the only power I got. I just remove people.
Nonsense.
You put me in backstage, is it? Fuck
I
off,
put you in
ah.
backstage. That's where you deserve to be.
Okay, apparently I got shoot in the early, so I need to go already.
So then we can drag it for another hour.
What the harbor?
I got no problem. I got nothing. I have no life. Nobody loves me.
I need to go and cook.
It's clear. It's that one is clear.
Yeah.
That one is like a blind man could tell.
Fucker, hey, Pritu, first of all, you need to appreciate that I skipped my dinner for you, man.
Yeah,
Like,
saw
I
that.
tahan-
Yeah.
tahan-
It's
Also
a
appreciate.
sacrifice that needed to be done.
Pritu, you shut up. You
You
say
see,
thanks
people
to
are
Vikar
making
now. Pritu,
people
shut
are
up.
making sacrifice for me.
You shut your mouth
So,
and you thank Vikar now first.
So you see, people are sacrificing for me. So how
You
powerful.
shut
Shut
your
up, lah, dey.
stupid,
See how powerful I
you
am.
shut your
You saw how
stupid
powerful I
beat
am.
stealing DJ mouth. And you thank him first.
No, they're sacrificing for me. So now you know who I am. Jiven? So you need to sacrifice things for me,
I got
You
no
need to start
time for you.
respecting me.
I got no. You respect people's data first before tweeting rubbish. Can you do that?
I'll see. It depends on the weather tomorrow. That's how it is.
No, I'm blocking you, lah. That's my fault.
Hey, I already unfollowed him. I haven't followed him since the time that all of us unfollowed him at one time.
Oh,
At one
yeah,
go.
I remember that. Yeah,
No,
remember that.
I didn't follow
A
him.
couple of times that happened before.
Every time from now on, you post a tweet about the weather, I'm going to reply with a dick pic.
Hey, do it, disgusting fellow.
Okay,
Hey,
my
every
three.
time-
Every
No,
time
you
you do
did-
it, I'm going to post a picture of my 3-inch penis. I'm going to do it.
Hey, you report. Say it's offensive content.
Yeah.
Offensive to what?
Offensive to my DG bill, lah.
Hey, you using DG,
Why?
Sorry, lah.
I know it's
Why
bad,
are
lah.
you using DG? Why?
Because yellow
Jiven,
color.
Jiven, did you not just do a content for DG?
No what?
The song shit. Huh?
they,
They pay
I-
you and you talking shit like this, is it?
No, I told them you haven't paid me, and the video has been like the time, because I supposed to post it before during MCO. MCO is gonna say I don't see that this concept is gonna work anymore. So they say okay, never mind, we just pay you.
Hey,
Okay.
can they sue you? Like if you work with a brand and then you talk shit about the brand.
No. Depends. No, they can't sue you unless you sign contract. Unless you sign
contracts?
contract. Lah.
Usually, will there be contracts?
Mine doesn't have contract, so I can talk about it.
Oh, you cover your ass first, lah.
I covered my ass properly first.
Nice.
That's why I know. That's why I know. When it comes to all this, I'm like, okay, what I can say, what I can't say.
Nice.
But I
My
love
channel-
DG. I love DG.
You work for DG, right?
Wow.
Sell out.
Someone trying hard for their contract.
Oh. Okay, shall we call it a night?
Yeah.
Because I need to go home before the cops catch me, because being an Indian. This
What do you
hour
mean go
is,
home? You are
crime.
at home. What are you talking
I'm
about?
not at home. I'm not
Where
at
are
home.
you?
I'm at my dad's office.
Why you do this?
Why? Because at home, a lot of people use internet. And Max is being a bitch. Like the internet went damn bad, the fiber.
You're like, your life is damn sad, you know. I noticed.
My life is happening now. Traveling here, traveling there. People are talking about me. People are sacrificing their dinner for me. So or not?
Bro, you're doing a crappy podcast from your father's office. That's damn sad, though, bro.
It's a good thing, lah. It's a good thing.
I feel. Can I give you money?
Like I said, I'm taking the long one. The long one, you know.
Bro, your run's not going anywhere, bro. It's going in circles.
It's a long one.
I feel bad. Ayo, pound the bill.
Okay. We shall call it a night. Thank you guys for coming and roasting me. Like I think partially like 1 hour of the podcast just went about talking shit about me, right?
1.5 hour. Let's be honest.
1.5 hours, and then
Not
another
enough.
1.5, and the other hour talking about cultural appropriation. So thank you, Jiven. I don't say thank you to Jiven, lah.
Can you do a proper outro, idiot?
Cannot. Because
Okay, Vikar do proper outro.
Vikar, you do the
Alright.
outro.
Okay, fuck lah. This one so much do for you. Fuck.
Okay.
Okay, alright guys.
I'm going to make a music video tomorrow, right? I'm going to make the shittiest music video. I'm going to just point at
Alright
Jiven's
guys,
face the whole
okay
time.
guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I hope it's informative. Hope you guys have a great night. Make sure to tune in and subscribe to Pritu's channel. It's close to 2K already, right?
Yeah, close to 2K.
2,000.
So heard that, no, Jiven? Heard that, no, Jiven? 2K.
Let's get
all
all
the
about
vegetarian friends.
the 2,000. And hopefully next week, Pritu will be more consistent with this content, weekly content.
Weekly, okay? It's going weekly every Sunday, okay?
See you guys next Sunday.
Yeah, I would like to thank Keren, Jiven, Vikar for coming over the show. I'll see you all next Sunday. Ciao.
Right.
Bye.